Hi everyone, how are you? Good to see you in here tonight. I'm waiting on Echo. This is, I'm almost ready. I'm sorry, I have my phone up. If you hear any background noise, it's my grandson on his game system, so I'm sorry. I try to tell him not to get loud, but it don't always work. So, how is everyone tonight? I hope you had a good day or night. Some of you might just be getting up. Some of you might be ready for bed. It's 7 o'clock here, so I'm not sure how everybody's time is. But if anybody'd like to come up tonight, they get more than welcome. We can talk about anything you want, as long as it ain't too bad. You'll have to excuse me tonight. My nose is running, and it drains down my throat. So, I wonder if she's got the baby tonight. Did you go get your lotto ticket, Echo? She won twice today on the drawing on Harold's auction thing. Her name come up twice, didn't it? So everybody told her to go get a lotto ticket. Yes. Because you was having good luck. You're not supposed to be talking. Please. I don't know where she's at. Anybody got anything they want to talk about tonight? We just thought we'd get together and chat, catch up with everybody. Haven't been doing things much. Stay so busy. Hi, always. How are you tonight? Good to see ya. We're waiting on Echo. She's running a little behind. But she'll be here. How are you tonight, always? You're eating pasta. I just ate tacos. That's why the kids wanted tacos, so I fixed homemade tacos tonight. Always, I really enjoyed your daughter's uh, drawings she's done. She's a good artist. It was at 7:30, and Echo put 7 on hers, so I thought I better come on at 7. I said because she put on hers at 7 o'clock, and I put on mine 7:30. So I said, well, I'll just come on at 7. So if anybody comes in, they won't think we got lost. But we're always good at that sometimes. I'm usually late. There she is.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're here, young lady.
I'm sorry. I was eating a French dip sandwich and I got gravy or juice on me. So I had to go change real
Gotta
quick.
go change your shirt. See,
Oh, Lordy,
we
Lordy.
had tacos tonight.
Oh, that sounds
I
great.
was eating them when you texted me, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I gotta."
Well, and we said 7 or 7:30, and then I just put 7. I just heard you say, oh, was going to do 7:30, and she said 7. So whatever, it's fine.
It's fine.
People will trickle in, I'm sure.
Yeah. So how are you
Oh,
today?
I'm good. I have an update about the gas leak at the YMCA.
Oh, good.
Oh, let me turn this other light on. Hold on. Okay. That's a little bit better. I'm not quite so sitting in the dark.
Yeah. Mine looks like I'm sitting in the dark, but I'm not.
I know. And I still have the lines. I can't figure out what's doing the lines. The only thing I can think of is it's a weak internet connection, maybe, or it's just this camera. I might try to get a separate camera that I can just plug in the computer and see how
Remember
that
my
works.
laptop? Are you on the laptop?
Yeah.
See,
But
mine
that's
done.
all I have is my laptop. So,
Remember, mine done that, and
yeah.
now I can't even use my laptop because I can't get the sound to work on it at all. I don't know
Oh, that's
how
not
to fix that.
good.
Yeah. So
So,
I've been
but
trying to work.
anyway, so I go to the Y today and it's open, business as usual. But anyway, hold on. So I go to the Y.
You did what I did.
I was trying to see if on my tablet if the lines look as bad. They don't look as bad as they look
No.
on my screen. But then I got the ceiling fan on and I had cut it off the other day and it seemed like it might have been a little better. I don't know. I don't know what's interfering with it. But anyway, so I go to the YMCA and business as usual. And so nobody said anything about the gas leak or anything. And I used the little hydraulic lift chair to get in and out of the pool and went in the hot tub, and my thigh, not the leg that I scraped up, my other leg, that thigh muscle is really sore. So I don't know. However I fell, I must have pulled something in that thigh muscle.
Well,
Anyway, so when I was leaving, I asked the receptionist, I said, so what happened about the gas leak? And she said that the gas company came out there and looked around and said it must have been some appliances that were just putting off a gas smell or something. But they were back there for a while, she said, and then they came up and said everything should go back to normal. So I don't know if there was something loose or not. But anyway, and she was like apologizing that, we had to evacuate. I said, no, it was fine. It's just they wanted me to evacuate dripping wet, and I didn't want to do that.
I gotta get dressed, people.
I said, I didn't want to get in my car and get my car seat all wet. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'll get dressed first and then I'll go. So, oh goodness, I got to go back and read this chat.
I was telling everybody you won 2 prizes in Harold's auction today.
I know. And you know what? Then when he did it the second time, when he did for the second giveaway, and it came up my name, and then when he went to do the other one, and he said it didn't go through right, and so he stopped it, but it had come up that Real Beauty, the other lady that was selling. Yeah. And then he did it again, and it come up her name again. So I'm wondering if his program's messed up. But that's okay.
That's
I like the prize I got. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't want to be greedy and get 2 prizes. And then I seen you were in there. I was like, no, I'll give it to my friend Norma. We'll let Norma pick one.
So much. I'll wear it with pride.
Okay. Now, Miss Always she's trying to get her YouTube office set up. and she was going to get some artificial plants, but they're very expensive. And then I put out the little video about how the plants, like, clean the air and help with stress relief and all of, or positive energy and stuff. So now she's going to get some live plants, and she told me what kind. And I want to look again because I was driving and I didn't really, I want to make sure I don't give her bad advice. Okay, she said a palm and a fig tree and a ficus plant. Yeah, those are good choices. Now, always loyal, just make sure that you look them up. Make sure that you give them the right kind of soil and that they're in a big enough pot, because some plants like to be pot bound and some plants don't.
Yeah.
Some plants grow very fast, and so you sometimes you would replant them. Although if you still have snow on the ground, I would hold off replanting anything till the snow is gone, because she's in Maryland, so I think she's got snow there.
Yeah.
But just check check the size of the pot that they're in or whatever, and make sure you have the right kind of soil and good drainage, and then find out about how much light they need, and if they do okay for low light or artificial light. And if not, you might want to put them close to a window, but not like directly in the window. And then what was the other thing? Oh, how often they like to be watered. Some of them will say wait till the soil is dry to the touch, and some will say stick your finger in there about 1 inch deep and see if it's dry. I have all mine set up watering them on Sundays. That's just easier for me because I have too many different kinds to remember who likes what. And I just give everybody a good drink on Sunday and we go with that. So, but anyway, that'll be great. I think you will like the fact that you have real instead of artificial, and they will definitely give you positive energy and help clean your air. So that will be really good.
Kristen,
Hey,
how are you
Kristen, I don't know who. I noticed that you made some people moderators, Norma.
Yeah.
If you don't have Always Loyal, make her a moderator. And also, if Harold comes in, make him a moderator.
Okay. How do you tell?
Well, let's see.
On,
You've got Always Loyal already. I see her as blue, and Kristen is blue. Let's see who else. When you're on StreamYard, you can't tell on the comments.
yeah.
It doesn't show them blue. But if you have another, if you like look in your phone or have it pulled up on something else, you can tell then.
Okay. As long as they're in blue, they have.
Yeah, then they have the wrench.
Okay.
And then that way they can drop their own channel.
Did the link pin at the top? I don't know if it did or not. Did it?
Let's see. It's not pinned, but it was the first thing. Go back and let me see if it'll let me even do it. Because sometimes I don't know what all I can do. Nope, I can't do it on mine. If you go back and click on it again, it should let you pin. It should pop up and say pin it. Okay, let me get back to that for the chat. And I don't know how to make them a mod on the StreamYard. I did mine all on my phone.
Oh, I just closed mine out. That's smart. Wait a minute here. I'm not good at this.
Everybody, welcome, and bear with us a minute. We're going to get this together.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. We will.
You did it on StreamYard or on?
On the YouTube part on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier. You just click on them, and it'll say you can make it a moderator, and then you can also yes, you can definitely bop a troll. A troll decides to come in. Whoops.
Message. Okay. That ain't the one. Oh. Why does it keep saying open with?
You clicking on your message, Norma?
Yeah, the
Okay,
one with
the
uh,
pin, the link in it,
yeah, but it
and
keeps saying open with Chrome or um,
oh, I don't know why it's saying that. Let me try on my phone. That was on my tablet. It didn't like me on that. Nope, I can't block. I can't do it on mine.
I don't want to open it. I'm trying to pin. It won't let me. Hmm. Not message.
So, how was y'all's day today?
My day was pretty good. It was quiet. And so the kids come home. I had to take him to counseling, and now Eli's on. I'm implying your lippy. Eli's on the game box. I said, if anybody heard and a kid yelled in the background, it's him on his Xbox. Natalie's,
Okay.
Natalie's watching TV, and Mr. Norma's upstairs watching his TV.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Well, I had a pretty
fun.
good day with the baby. I took her to her mama before I went to the Y. Oh, wow, Kristen, cool. She said she had to work today, but tomorrow night her son has his school music program.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Well, Kristen, try to do a video of it, and then we can share it Saturday night for on the talent thing. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I have Yaya Best Life. You've probably Always Loyal and Norma. You've probably seen her in the different reseller chats. She is going to be our special guest on Friday night.
Oh, cool. Oh, I bet they did.
Yes,
Grandbabies.
them
They
grandbaby.
yes.
Her grandbaby's just starting to crawl though. She's
Oh.
in for a run for her money when it starts walking, or she starts.
Oh,
It's a girl.
they
When
start
she
grabbing.
starts walking, oh, watch out.
They grab everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
So I moved some of my plants outside, that I had inside for the winter. And oh wow, they don't have any school all week next week.
ours is not.
This Friday or all week next week. Wow.
Ours is. When is your spring break? April. Yours is not till April, is it?
Yeah, Allison's is in April too.
We got conferences. I think next week.
Thursday.
Next week, yeah.
Thursday.
She turned 10 months and will be one in May. Oh.
Always, I had a French dip sandwich from Arby's. It was really good. I shouldn't have had all that bread, but I dipped it in that sauce that I call it gravy, but it's not gravy. It's like juice, like beef juice. Oh, it was so good.
One of my oldest grandson, that's his birthday, May 2nd, the one that just had me my first great grandbaby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Eli and them's older brother.
My brother.
They're an uncle and an aunt now.
That doesn't make sense, bro.
Yes, a jus. That's what it's called, a jus. The sauce.
How much you, baby?
Kristen said they just had the parent-teacher conference about 2 weeks ago. Yep.
I hate to go to mine because neither one of them's learning anything. I hate to see what they're going to say.
Oh, goodness. Well, I put some of my plants on my patio, so I cleaned off where I had them in my living room, and I decided to put my little picture frames up along that windowsill instead of the plants, right? I'm trying to clear off the bar in front of my desk so I can stick my printer up there and get some of this clutter off the desk. But anyway, so today the baby went and got the picture frames down about 2 or 3 times.
Oh no.
And every time I said, no, baby, we don't take our pictures down. We put them up there. And so the third time she got them down and she said, no, we don't take them. We don't get them. And I'm like, you don't get them down. Put them back. But I ended up moving the ones that she could get to because I was afraid she'd drop it and break the glass and get cut or
What are
something.
you doing? What
But
are you doing?
she figured out she's not supposed to get them. And then I had put her high chair back together because if I just have her sit at her table, she tends to get up and walk around and doesn't really pay attention to eating.
Oh, that wasn't.
So I put the high
That
chair back together and put the tray on there and, had her eat her breakfast. And then I had got the
she's playing it.
got her down, took the tray off, but I left the high chair put together. I look over there later on, and she done climbed it like it was a tower and is sitting up in that high chair, just like, and I said, oh, you're sitting like the lifeguards do up in the high chair, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, if that's where you want to sit. So then when she had lunch, she automatically climbed up in there like, okay, bring me my lunch. So I let her eat her lunch in there.
I miss when mine was that little.
She doesn't eat a whole lot when she feeds herself. She more or less plays with it, that's why I like to feed her, because then I know that it's getting inside of her. But I know I have to start letting her feed herself and letting her use the spoon and, So
when you get this age, you get mouthy and bossy.
Yeah. Well, it's time for her to start doing it. It's just, I don't like the mess, actually. So that's part of the thing is I'm like, if it's something messy, no, I will feed it to you. I don't want you getting it all over yourself.
These two, they got a mouth on them. They think they should boss me around instead of me telling them what to do. And I said, the day you think you can boss me around is the day you're going to be put 6 foot under. I said, because I'm not being bossed around. I'm too old. Natalie thinks she can boss me around. Eli ain't too bad about it. Every now and then I have to get on him, but Natalie, it's an everyday thing with her. She'll say, come on, let's go. And I said, did I tell you we was ready to go? No. Then don't tell me to come on, let's go. Go when I get ready, not when you get ready.
Yeah, the baby, she definitely, pretty well has me trained what she wants to do.
She tell you no yet?
Oh, she can say no and shake her head. And this morning she was mad and didn't want to leave her house because when we change her in the morning, we give her toothbrush because she's not big enough to actually brush her teeth. But the dentist said just put a little toothpaste and let her chew on the toothbrush, until she gets to where she can actually do it. So she knows when she gets changed in the morning, she gets that toothbrush, and then before she goes to bed, she gets it. So she automatically, got to have the toothbrush. And then she's got the thing about the blanket now. She wants to keep a blanket with her, but it doesn't matter which blanket. It's just she wants to take a blanket everywhere she goes. And so this morning, her mama took the toothbrush and the blanket away from her because I have a blanket in my car and at my house. And I also have a toothbrush and toothpaste at my house. So she doesn't need to bring her stuff to my house. So she dropped to her knees and then was on the floor saying, no, 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 no. And I said, that doesn't matter, young lady. And I scooped her up and we went out to the car. And I told her, I said, Granny has a blanket for you in the car. Now you stop all that. And she was fine once I got her in the car.
Her blanket.
But she's feeling her feelings and she's learning how to protest when she doesn't want to do something. So.
Oh Lord, I feel so bad for them when they're teething.
I know.
Because you don't know what to do, and you try everything, and it don't work. And Poor little things. You feel so bad for them.
And I think she's teething her back molars because she's all the time with her hands in her mouth. Like you can tell she's like feeling around, you know.
Oh goodness.
I'm like, does it hurt back there? Let Granny look. She don't want you to look in her mouth. Oh no. No. Not she doesn't like that at all. She like we just about have to hold her down to be able to get to look in her mouth, you know. But yeah, she know and she'll say yes.
Oh,
Like she'll be walking to the refrigerator with her cup wanting more milk, and I'll say, do you want more milk? And she'll turn and look at me, yes, you know, like, you dummy, of course I want more milk, that's why I'm going to the refrigerator with my empty cup, you know.
I know, but they look at you like, okay.
Yeah, she's like, are you not too smart there, Granny, or
Yeah,
what, you know?
wait a minute here.
Oh yeah, Kristen, that's when they start. As soon as them bottom two pop in, won't be long, and then she'll get two more.
Yeah.
And then it's on from there. I expected Anais to get her first bottom teeth around 6-7 months. She didn't get them until like 10 months, but then she was doing 2 to 4 at a time when she did start teething. So she went really fast. She's got 12 now. And it didn't take her no time.
Yeah.
I mean, she was probably maybe 14 months old when she had all 12 of them in there. So, I mean, she teethed a lot for a real, you know, a real long time. But now that she's got them, she's good.
She ever tried to bite you?
She tried to bite me on the arm one time.
Oh, goodness.
And I don't know what I was doing, but I guess I wasn't doing what she wanted me to do. And she didn't bite down, but she put her mouth on my arm. And I was like, oh, no, we don't. Your mama never bit me. You're not biting me.
My oldest son, he had probably his top teeth and his bottom teeth. And he was learning to stand up. And he got mad about something. Buddy, he bit down on my leg. I screamed. I mean, he left marks. It hurt so bad. I told him, I said, nope, we don't bite. Nope. And I thought he's going to be a biter. I knew it. But he never did bite me again after I screamed like I did because it hurt.
Yeah, I bet.
I guess I scared him, so he knew not to bite no more.
Well, when Allison was about 2.5, she was in the daycare, and she got bit like 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
and that daycare, they would call you, and both parents had to come get the kids, even though like she didn't do nothing. She was the one that got bitten, but we still had to go and get them. And I told her, I said, you might have to bite this kid back because he's wanting to bite you all the time. But I guess they broke him of it, so he didn't bite her anymore. But I think it was 2 or 3 times she got bit.
Which one of you got bit all the time in Head Start? Didn't one of you get bit all the time in Head Start? Natalie used to get bit all the time in Head Start. Had this little kid. And they finally had to take him out until they got him. She was getting bit. It seemed like every other day. Poor child was. I was like, yeah, she had bite marks all over. It's like, nope, can't have this.
Well, Kristen, when we were teaching Anais, like her eyes and her nose and her mouth and all of that, she would do it back to me. And she has almost hurt my nose a couple of times because she gets a whole handful, you know, and wants to twist it, you know. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't feel nice. Don't do that to Granny's nose. And she almost poked me in the eyeball one time because I wasn't ready for her to be touching my eye, you know.
It's like, nope. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I think kids are either the one that does the biting or they're the ones that get bit. But it seems like all kids go through that sometime or another, you know. But Allison was so funny. And if she's listening and not chatting, she's going to probably be mad because I'm going to tell a little story about her, but she came home from the preschool and she said, Mama, did you know it's against the rule to kiss a boy at preschool? And I said, well, yeah, that's probably a rule. I said, how'd you find that out? Well, I kissed a boy.
Oh,
I was like, oh my gosh, don't be doing that now. Oh, goodness. And she loved going to daycare, preschool, pre-K, elementary school. She was in the after school program, so she stayed until like 6 o'clock at night. We'd have to be the last ones there to pick her up, because as long as there was other kids there, she wanted to stay and play, because she knew when she went home there wasn't going to be any more kids there,
oh,
so she didn't want to go home. She just wanted to stay and play with the kids.
play with.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine it's hard to. Dylan grew up more or less by himself, but he was good about playing with it. He'd get his toys and sit and play, and we played with him all the time. But he was good about just sitting and playing with his toys. But we taught him in the living room that he could only bring like one toy at a time. He had to put the other one up to get a new one.
Uh-huh.
He done real good. I don't know what happened to these two.
Well, Allison didn't like to take naps when she was in the daycare. And so they would tell her, she could get one toy and she could play on her nap as long as she played quiet, while the other kids took a nap. But they weren't going to, make her take a nap, because she wouldn't go to sleep. But she would watch those ladies, and they would kneel down between the kids and pat the kids on the back, get those two to sleep. Then they'd move over and they'd pat some more kids to sleep. And and then when it was time to wake up, they'd turn on the light and they'd tell them, okay, time to wake up, everybody get up, So she'd come home and she'd get her little baby dolls and her stuffed animals. She'd put blankets all over the floor. She'd lay them all out. She'd go around, kneel down, pat them on their back. So she went to all of them, and there'd be like 10 or 15 baby dolls down there. And then she would say, wakey, wakey, time to get up. She'd go get them all up. But it was the cutest thing, because you could tell she'd been watching those ladies. She knew exactly what to do. Oh, yeah. Well, having older ones and then younger ones, it's almost like having two separate families. Yeah. Allison just never liked being an only child. And so most of the time, if we went somewhere or did something, I let her take a friend with her. Okay. But then she realized that if a friend went, then the friend got everything she got too. If she got an outfit, the friend got an outfit. If she got a toy, the friend got a toy. If they went to the amusement park, the friend went to the amusement park. Uh-huh. After a while, it was like, no, I can go by myself. It's like, okay, you do that, then you go on. You won't take a friend this time.
Oh.
For a while, she had two really good friends. And, 3 usually doesn't work. When there's 3 friends, somebody usually feels left out at one time or another,
Yeah.
But
happens.
They were all pretty good friends there for a good little while.
Trying to do this again. I think my finger's too big.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
is.
Kristen,
my daughter wanted me to have another baby even after I'd had my hysterectomy. I couldn't quite make her understand, because she was 5 when I had my hysterectomy. She couldn't quite understand that I couldn't have another baby. I told her she better pray about it real hard.
Yeah.
Be a miracle.
I think I did it.
You think you did it? Oh, yep. Yeah. Now it says it's pinned at the top. Yep.
I had to put my finger sideways.
I know it's hard to do.
It's hard to do it on the phone because it's so little and it's like my finger is too big.
Mhm.
It's like crap.
Yeah, it's definitely
You've been on there longer than you're supposed to be.
hard to do it.
Get off 2 hours. You'll get in trouble. No. No. You'll be in the bed by the time I get off. No. He told you. You will get it. You're going to get it taken away anyway for all your troubles. So get off. Get off. Don't make me holler at Peppa. No. You heard me. See what I have to do with? Now
Eli, you better listen.
you're going to get in trouble. Big trouble. Get off of it. Now. Oh my word. I get so tired of hearing that. Oh my word. Oh my word. Or oh gosh. Oh gosh. You don't get it is because he gave you a certain time to be on it and you get off when you're told to get off. That's what you need to get. Well, I know you're not doing it when I get off live. You're going to do what you're told, young man. Like it or not. They think they ruled the house.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Kids always do.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
tell you.
Yeah, like it or not. That's right.
That's right.
So, guess how many we have? How many subs on this channel?
How many?
215.
Oh, do we?
Guess how many I have on Living My Best Life?
How many?
215.
Oh, wow. It didn't take you as long to get them as it did this one, though.
I looked that up.
You're
I looked
on
that up too the other night because I said you had said you thought March was a year. Our year, we posted our first video on May the 15th.
May? So it's
Yeah. So I guess our year won't be up till around May.
I thought it was in March.
And then I started Chloe's channel. When did I start it? October something, I think. October 27th. I started Chloe's channel.
How many she got?
She has 129.
Well, she's doing good.
Yeah, and I'm bad about posting on there now that I'm posting on the other channel. I got to get better at posting on both of them.
Yeah, I need to. I've been trying to figure out how to put my camera so I can do crafts to where it goes
And
down.
then
I don't have nothing to hold it though.
I started no wait, that was me. October 27th I posted my first video on Living My Best Life. So when did I start Chloe's? Just a minute. I started Chloe's before that, unless I wrote it down wrong.
Did you take her back to the bed?
Oh, hers is June 25th. Okay, so June 25th. So May and then June, and then mine's not till the end of October. Yes, I took her back to the vet, and I had a word with the vet, the owner vet.
Yeah. Didn't do no good.
Well, because he said, I should have went back there with her because I don't have any proof that,
Yeah.
what happened or whatever. But he said as long as she's healing and,
She okay?
and she's doing fine, with it. But where it's at, I still don't think it's going to ever. I mean, it'll probably eventually heal, but it's going to be a long process because every time she goes, it opens up. So, yeah.
Well,
But
it's hard.
she'll be all right. But I read up on on it, and there were several things that other vets should have, like you always say, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't that just
But I will never have her go back again without me, and I will never have her go back to that same vet. I mean, I'll use the vet, but I'll use the guy I know, the owner. He books up, and you have to usually wait to get an appointment with him, but I trust him better than this other dude. And it wasn't so much even the way he treated the dog, it's the way he treated me. He made me feel like he thought I wasn't a good pet parent and that I didn't want to pay to do what Chloe needed me to do. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. I mean, so, and I think I was in shock that it even happened. And then for him to talk to me like that made me think, they're guilty. They did something to her, But I learned a very hard lesson, and I will never let her go back there again, without me.
Did you see if your could do bingo? I can see if mine will. If yours won't, maybe.
Oh yeah. And I need to talk to KK and find out, does she actually download the program and keep it on her computer, or does she download it and use it just for the game, when she's playing it? Because mine said I didn't have enough memory to to keep the whole game. But if it's something we can just pull up when we want to use it, because she said they have a pay version and a free version, but it's called Let's Play Bingo.
Let's Play Bingo
is the name of the website.
Okay, I'll check it out and see if I.
Yes, always. That's what I feel like. I don't know if it was just an accident or if it was somebody, like they were training somebody and they didn't know exactly how to do it, or what happened. But because she's never had anything wrong with her. I mean, I had her spayed. She did fine with that. And she's never even, I think she had either an eye infection or an ear infection one time. That's when I figured out I couldn't hardly get the drops wherever I was supposed to put them. I think it was ointment in her eye. She wouldn't let me hardly do that, but it healed up all right.
Well, I hope we never have to get another one. We've been with our vet for 20 some years.
Well, see, when I first started going to the vet, that particular vet, it was an older gentleman, Dr. Martin. Wow. And I went to him for years and years and years, and I had all my pets have gone to him. And then they brought in Dr. Harrell. Well, come to find out, Dr. Martin had cancer, and he knew he was going to be giving up his practice. And so he brought this young guy in right out of vet school, kind of apprenticed him, kind of taught him the ropes. And then he bought the business from Dr. Martin. And Dr. Martin still worked there like part-time until he passed.
Yeah.
Then it was just Dr. Harold there. Well, I guess it's continued to grow the practice to where now he's got 2 other vets in there with him.
Oh, okay.
But see, now Dr. Harold, I got real close to Dr. Harold because Allison had a female German Shepherd that we had spayed there. And they gave her too much anesthetic. And it was like she didn't wake up right like she was supposed to. Like she acted like she was half drunk for days.
Oh, wow.
And she couldn't even like stand up on her own or anything. So they kept her and we would go and visit her. And it wasn't until he didn't want her to go home until, she could get up and walk around and, all of that. And so every day after school, I would take Allison and we would go sit there and, see the dog. And the one day we went, she stood up and she walked, because we'd always open the cage door and Allison would get right there in the opening of the door. And that doggy stood up and started walking towards Allison. Like
Oh,
she finally was alert enough. She knew who Allison was and she wanted Allison. And Dr. Harrell said, y'all can take her home. I think she'll be okay.
well, that's good.
And she was fine. But it was just the weirdest thing. I've had cats done there and different dogs, and never had any of them had any kind of problem with the anesthetic. But I guess it happens to people too. Sometimes they just, maybe you have like a reaction to it.
Yeah. And older, now see, when Trixie, 'cause
Hey, PJ Wish.
she wasn't, she
Mhm.
was too old to put under. She was 11 the last time we had her put under, and she kind of had a attack afterwards, and they wouldn't put her to sleep no more for anything.
Oh.
But
Well, that was my first bad experience with having them fixed. But like I said, it wasn't, I didn't feel like they did something wrong. I felt like it was like a reaction.
yeah,
But I kind of was like afraid she might have had a stroke, because just the way she couldn't stand up, but I guess her equilibrium was off and stuff.
oh,
But and of course it was hard on Allison because, she wanted her to come right home and
yeah.
she couldn't.
Oh.
Yes, PJ, I had a good day today.
Yeah, me too.
Went and got my swim in and everything. You should have seen the little lifeguard. Like, you want to use the chair, don't you, ma'am? And I was like, oh my gosh, they all know I fell, And I said, well, yeah, because I fell on Saturday. He said, oh, I know, and we don't want you to fall anymore, so you just use the chair. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to use it for a little while until my leg gets better at least. But it's like I have these little, they're not really like visions, but they're like, I have these thoughts sometimes, and then it happens. Like I was afraid that I was going to fall getting on that ladder, and I did eventually.
Well, I know you said it a couple of times.
Yeah.
You fall off of it.
Yeah, because every time I would like get right there to get off of it, and I'd have to like give myself a quick pep talk, like, you can do it. Pick your foot up. It's okay. You're not going to fall, And so it was like that fear was in me that I was going to fall, and I did.
That's why I don't climb. I don't climb at all.
But I worked so hard to be able to get in and out with the ladder. It almost feels like a setback having to use that chair.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fall again either.
I don't blame you.
And
No.
here's Allison. Where's your cane? You need to start using your cane. I said, how can I use a cane and carry the baby? Come on.
Mine get on me all the time. Says, "Man, I'll use your cane." I said, "I ain't using my cane. I ain't old enough yet."
I mean, I used it when I had my surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I didn't trust my leg, and so I would use the cane, to steady myself. But I don't want to use it now.
Now I have to use the grocery cart, or they tell me all the time, get on one of them little motorized things at Walmart's and stores. I'm like, no, I run over people. I tried to do it when my mom was alive. I tried to drive it just to the car and about ran over everybody. And I was like, nope, not for me. I can't drive these things. But
I run into stuff all the time when I drive.
I'll have to walk with the cards. So.
And it's like, oops. Yeah. I just knocked something down.
No, see me trying to get it to the car for her to get in. And I was like, I couldn't even get it out there. It's like, this guy just looked at me. He said, ma'am, you want me to take it out there? I said, yeah, thank you. I was thinking, you see me drive. He's probably thinking, God, does she drive like that? I could not do it. So I won't try. I'm like,
well, I got my handicap license plate when I got my tags. And I still had my handicap sticker, my little thing you hang in the window. And so I said, well, She didn't ask me for it, so I just put it right back in my purse, like I knew what I was doing, And so then Allison said, well, now when you go in my car, we can't park in the handicap. And I said, oh, yeah, we can. I got my sticker. And it doesn't expire till 2025.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, but you got a handicap plate. I said, yeah, but the lady gave, she didn't take it. So I have it. So I have my handicap plate on my car, and now I have the sticker too, or the placard.
I don't have plaid. I have the stickers that you stick up in your windshield. I got two.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I get two here.
And sometimes even when I'm with her, I still do need it. I need to park close, not all the time, but if my back is acting up, I definitely need to park close.
I've never asked the doctor to get a plate. I just tell him I want the sticker thing.
Well, and you know what? I only had to get a note from the doctor for the first sticker or placard thing, and it expired. I took it back up to the DMV. They gave me a whole nother one. Didn't have to have a new letter or nothing. And then when I went to get the plate, I didn't have to do anything. I just said I want to, get a handicap plate. And I thought the handicap plate might cost more, but it didn't. It's the same as I've been paying regular $20 a year.
I don't know if they cost more here or not. We paid like $60 for my tax a year.
Allison has an educator plate, and she pays like 60 something for it. So it's considered a specialty tag, but
I pay $5. I pay $5 a piece for the little things that hang in your car on your windshield.
Yeah, well, they don't charge you for them here.
Well, they do here. Ohio's a cheapskate.
But the one thing about Georgia is when you buy a new car or a used car, any kind of car, you have to pay the taxes on it all up front. Used to be every year on your birthday, you paid so much in taxes and you paid so much for your plate. But now every year on your birthday, you just pay for the plate renewal, but you have to pay that tax up front. So that was a little chunk of change I had to pay when I registered that car.
Now, here, if you buy a new car, it's the same price as whatever car you got. It's $60. It's more for a truck. I think it's like $75 for a truck here, $60. It's close to $60 here for a car plate. But that's just a little sticker you get. You don't get new plates every year.
Yeah. Just the decal.
The first time you pay the taxes on it, but then you don't pay taxes on it no more.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. But in Kentucky now, when we lived down there, it cost a fortune to tag a car.
It's amazing how every state does it different.
Yeah, if you had a car a certain age, new, God, it cost a fortune. I'd hate to buy a new one down there.
Mm-hmm.
And seriously, it would cost, I forgot how much. My sister lives down there. It's like $600 some when she bought her new car.
Well, see, and that's why it's good that when you buy a new car, most of the time tax and tag is included. They file for all that paperwork and you don't have to pay it out of your pocket. It gets added into the price of your car. So, but I saw 2 cars just like mine today, same exact color.
Did you?
Just driving going to the Y and coming back from the Y. I saw 2 of them.
I see cars like mine all the time, but they're a beige. Mine is called a champagne.
Okay.
It's colored champagne. That's the name of it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody will say, there's your car. I'll say, no, it's beige. Mine's champagne. It's it's a real light off-white. It's not white, but it's...
What do you have up under your name?
Who?
You.
I don't know what. It
says Norma K, and then what does it say under it?
Host.
Host?
How'd it get there?
I don't know. But, I mean, you can put whatever you want there. But that's what that's what the people come in trying to sell subs, wanting you to buy subs from them. That's what they call the creator. They call them a host.
Oh,
that's how you can always tell if they start calling you host.
Take it off?
when you have to go to where you edit your name, and you can put something like I have living my best life on mine. You can put whatever you want on there. But
Oh,
yeah, that's how you know if they're trying to sell you subs, because they over there in the Asian countries it's called a host,
oh,
not a
I'll be
creator.
taking them off. I didn't even notice that until you said something. I didn't even notice it under yours, really.
I was like, if that says host, I got to tell her about that.
Yeah, that'll be coming off. So when I sign in, it's on there. You said,
Yeah, I think it's called a headline now. It'll say name, and then there'll be another box under it says headline, and
okay.
you can
I don't know
change.
how I got on host.
I don't know either. But just so you know, if anybody ever comes in saying host, that's what they want you to buy subs.
Oh, I ain't buying no subs.
No, I ain't buying no subs either.
I don't need no subs.
I'm just saying, I didn't know that either until,
No, I would have never knew that.
yeah. PJ, wish you have an RV. How nice.
Yeah, I like to have one.
I would too. I love going camping. I
Yeah,
just can't sleep on the ground anymore. I got to have
we
a
used to have one and go camping all the time, but we haven't been camping in years. I said I'd have to buy a air mattress or something. I couldn't sleep on the ground anymore.
Me neither.
A sleeping bag. I used to all the time, but getting too old for that crap.
Yeah, we went. My dad had a camper shell on his pickup truck, and they had a big tent. And so most of the time, us kids would sleep in the camper, and they'd sleep in the tent. But I have slept in a tent before.
We had when my boys was growing up, my daughter would go camping all the time, and my daughter would sleep in the camper with us, and then the boys wanted to sleep in their own little tent, so we got them a 2-man tent. But we had to give them a hammer to put in the tent with them, so they would go.
Oh, for protection.
Yeah, I said, if anybody come around that tent, I got a feeling they get hurt. They had to have a hammer to sleep in the tent. They wanted to sleep. They wouldn't have us till we got them a tent, so we bought them a tent.
Uh-huh.
They give them a hammer, a little hammer, to keep in there with them, so if anybody bothered them, I guess.
I can remember sleep camping out in my backyard, and my dad coming out there and making, like on the for the shadow, like on the outside of the
Yeah.
tent. You'd think it was a big bear or something,
Yeah.
and we'd be in there screaming for our mama.
Now, Dennis put our big with tent out in the backyard one night and kept the kids out there one night. And I figured they'd be in the house before the night was over with, but they didn't come in, so they want to do that again this summer. So I told him, I said, I can't sleep on the ground. I'm sorry. Ain't no way. They took their sleeping bags out there and went to sleep. We had a campfire. Then I come in the house, went to bed. And Trixie did. And Trixie came in the house, went to bed. Love her heart.
Yeah, my dad liked to camp.
Yeah.
He liked to camp and fish.
My dad wouldn't do none of that stuff. We tried to get him to go camping with us. He said, now tell me why I would want to go sleep on the ground when I got a good soft bed in my bedroom sleeping. I am not going camping.
Well, we had a campground that wasn't too far out of town that had a big lake. And my dad would go and set us up camp. And then he would go back and forth to work from the camp. We'd be there in the summer. We'd stay 2 or 3 weeks. And he'd go back and forth, be there at night and be there on the weekends, But
take his vacation and we go spend a week in the woods. Where Dylan goes to, it's about an hour away from here. Where Dylan lives now.
uh-huh.
And they got a big park over there. We go there and stay for a week at a time.
Oh, PJ says she lives in her motorhome. It's
Oh,
42 foot but with 3 slide outs, and that her husband had worked in almost every state.
oh
So I
wow.
guess, and then she said, if my neighbors don't play nice with quiet time, I can move. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's one way. Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Oh, we've been in campgrounds where you get some rowdy people.
That's the only thing I don't like about living in an apartment building. Sometimes, you hear something out in the hallway or in the parking lot, or, you know, and you're kind of like, I'm staying inside my apartment. I'm not going out there to investigate what that noise was.
We got neighbors that like to play their car music real loud. I mean, our TV can be on and our windows shut and our doors shut, and they play it so loud that it jars our windows and you can hear it in the house. I guess the man sometimes it's like late at
Gosh,
night too, and it's like, come on, people. People work around here and kids go to
really?
school. And it's like, you idiots, turn it off. I got mad one day and hollered out the window. I said, will you please turn your music off? I got kids asleep in here.
Yeah. Always loyal. I have so many good memories of my dad. I mean, he was a different kind of person. He really was.
Now,
And
my dad was. He
I,
didn't do sports or nothing like that, but I loved him to death. He only had an eighth grade education, but I always have. I loved math, but I'd had trouble in it. And I could
mhm,
go to him and he could explain it to me how to do it and stuff. And he wouldn't. Mom would always be the one to correct us. He never corrected us. But when he got mad at you, he wouldn't speak to you for a couple of days. It's like, but I was scared to death of the man. I swear I don't know why. I got hurt when I was young. I felt had a bike wreck on gravel.
mhm,
And my mom had to take me to the hospital, and she said to this day she couldn't understand why when she told she's going to go get my dad, I got up on the table and let the nurse check me because I was beating the nurse to death. I wouldn't let her do it. And my
oh,
mom,
wow.
you don't quit. I'm going to go get your dad right now. And she said, I jumped up on that table. I was scared to death. And
It's
she
like,
showed
don't
her.
get my dad.
She said,
Yeah.
the man never touches them and he don't say nothing to him. I don't know why she done that. But he said, I used to sing to him. He carried me upstairs when they lived in their first house. And I'd sing to him while he carried me upstairs while I was asleep. I love my daddy. I tell you, he was
I
something.
did too. And at the end, right
Yeah,
before he found out what was wrong with him and all, he wouldn't go to the doctor, and I was so mad because he was suffering, and he just was being stubborn. And I said, okay, fine, I'm not talking to you until you go to the doctor. And he thought, as much as I talk, hey, she won't be able to keep quiet. But I did. And it was like 3 days. And I'll never forget, my mom was getting ready to go and play bingo. And she said, are you sure you don't want me to take you to the emergency room? And he said, no, go ahead and go. And she said, well, I'm going to go play bingo. If you're not going to go, I'm going to go play bingo. But if you want to go, I'll take you to the emergency room. And she got all ready, and she had this real weird green looking purse that she kept all her bingo stuff in. So she got the bingo purse and she got to the door, and she turned to look back at him one last time, and he was standing right there. He said, all right, let's go. And he went ahead and he went to the hospital. But he wasn't going to go. He was
well,
like, he kept saying he thought it was his gallbladder because after he would eat dinner, he would get really bad pain. But what it was is because his stomach when it was full, was pushing up against that tumor. And so, of course, it made it hurt,
hurts.
you know.
Yeah,
But he didn't know that. He didn't know that it was a tumor. He thought it was his gallbladder.
yeah.
And he'd lay out on the floor trying to, stretch it out or move the food over or something, try to make it feel better. And it just never would, because that's not what it was. And they thought it was pneumonia at first because they did a chest x-ray on him, and here they see all this fluid, but it wasn't fluid, it was a tumor.
Oh, wow.
So they decided to do the where they put the needle in and draw out some of the fluid. They were going to test it, and that's when they found out it was a tumor and that it was cancer, cancerous and all. So,
Uh,
but they said that kind of tumor could have been growing for 20 years,
oh, wow.
and he would have never known it until it got so big that it was causing him pain. Other than that, he would have never, you know, never would have known he even had it going on in there. And now there's all kinds of lawsuits about it, from the asbestos and everything.
Yeah, my dad had asbestos in his
Hmm.
lungs
And
real bad.
they didn't know anything about it, of course, with my dad. And so my mom didn't get any money or anything. But
Well, they didn't get much anyway because the lawyers they had took most of it anyway. Dad would get a little bit, and when Dad passed away, Mom would get it, and uh, there at the end, she'd only get like $2 or $3. She'd send it back to them, tell them it wasn't worth her time.
oh,
And then when she passed away, it's supposed to come to us, but we decided not to mess
mm.
with it. When it was only $2 or $3, we could have,
Well, my
between the
mom got
three of us divided $2 would not be that much in
no.
the first place. And so,
She got widow's benefits from Social Security. He had a pipe fitters union pension that was like almost $300 a month, which back then, 40 something years ago, $300 was a lot of money,
yeah,
And then she also got benefits from Social Security for my brother because he was only 12. And they also had the insurance on the house that if he passed away, the house would be paid for, which they bought that house in 1963 and paid $12,000 for it. And in 18 years later, they still owed on it. So that tells you how bad interest was. But anyway, um, and he did have life insurance too. He had a little bit of life insurance, I think. Not a big policy, but enough to bury him and stuff. But and he never even got to collect any disability checks or anything like that. He was only 50 and he filed for, or he was getting the paperwork together, but he wasn't going to file it right away because he was sure he was going to beat it. And he didn't feel like, he needed to even
yeah,
bother with it. And well, he was dead in 3 months. So he didn't even get it filed, I don't think.
yeah.
But my dad was a very proud man, you know, but
Um, like my dad, my sister that passed away was a lot like my dad. She was stubborn. She wouldn't go to the doctor when she was sick. They had to make her go. Her son did. She only had one son, and she went in and she got out. She had pneumonia. She got out, but they wanted her to keep taking the medicine, antibiotics. Well, she didn't take them, and she was not wanting to take pills. And every time we tried to check, see if she's taking them, she'd jump all over us. What are you doing in my stuff? What? You don't trust me, and all this stuff. And my my middle sister, she's like, sis, we're just trying to take care of you. And she said, I don't need you to take care of me. She was stubborn as old mule, buddy, I'll tell you. And but she ended up where she didn't take them. It caused her death. I walked in. She was taking care of my mom because my mom was bound, bed bound, and my mom couldn't get up. And her daughter-in-law had just an hour before I got there, or maybe 2 hours, had went to work and said she was fine. She was talking and everything, and I come in because I stopped and got mom McDonald's and got my sister pancakes. She loved the pancakes. And when I walked in, she'd already passed away. I tried to do CPR on and saved her, but And mom hollered, because I hollered for my niece because she was still in bed, told her to come here and try to help me because I need to get her down on the floor. And mom said, "What's going on?" Mom was all freaking out because she
Hmm.
couldn't get through there.
Yeah.
We had to call the ambulance and they tried to save her, but they said she was already gone by the time I got to her. So
Hmm.
she drowned from the fluid in her lungs from
Yeah.
the uh, pneumonia.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's sissy though. I was talking about her the other day. I said that kids was scared to death of her because she followed them through the house, make sure they wasn't doing anything or anything when we was out moms. And they was scared to death of her. I told her, I said, yeah, Aunt Froze needs to be here so she can get you straightened up. That she'd straighten you up real fast. But I said, she would, kindest lady, she would have given the shirt off her back for you. She really would have. But she was just a stubborn old mule. I heard that. She wasn't 4'2", maybe.
Oh.
Thing. She wasn't big as a minute. I was tall like daddy, and I'm only 5'3.5", so that tells you how tall our family was.
And she was still taller than me.
Yeah, and but my boys are 6'1", 6'2". I'm like, they didn't take after me.
Well, my dad had a great aunt. It would have been my great aunt. And I think it was his aunt. So it would have been his dad's sister.
Thank you
Anyway,
all
she was about 4'2". My dad used to always say she was as big around as she was tall. She's just a
so much.
real,
Thank
little lady. But she liked to drink a little bit. And so when she would drive her car, she could barely see over the steering wheel. And she'd go get something to drink, and then she'd be out there driving her car. And she couldn't hardly see where she was going. And she had a bad habit of driving up on the curb, like up onto the sidewalk.
That was my sister. I swear none of us would ride with her.
And they would call, they knew, and my dad's dad was a cop. So the cop would stop her and he'd know who she was and he'd get a hold of my dad's dad and he'd call my dad, and here my dad was like 11, 12 years old, but he'd call him and tell him, come get your aunt. And so he'd go down there and he'd drive her home, even though he was almost as little as she was back then. But she was something. She worked at some kind of factory and she never got married and never had any children. But she liked to drink, and I don't know what she drank, but my dad was always saying, you never knew what she might do. Her name was Dorothy. And I can just remember him telling me all these stories about great Aunt Dorothy and her drinking and her being in her little car. And he said it about broke their heart when they had to take her car away from her because she couldn't see. She got so old that her eyesight got so bad. Not only could she not hardly see over the steering wheel, but she couldn't literally see at all, to drive. And
My sister just couldn't drive.
She'd tell those my dad and his brother, now you boys, I'm okay to drive. I can drive. They were like, no, you can't. You cannot drive anymore.
My sister come in from Kentucky. She's the middle sister, the one that lives in Kentucky, and I'm the baby. And we'd always get together and do something, all three of us. And Rosetta said, I'll drive. Betty said, no, you won't. One of us will drive. Because we scared to death to ride with her. She scares us to death. And she'd go up on curves, not paying attention. And one of these that she'd wait till she get right up on somebody before she brake. We're sitting there trying to push the brake, and she ain't pushing the brake. And it's like, oh my Lord, you got to let one of us drive. I said, I ain't riding with you no more unless you drive. So me or Betty jump in the driver's seat like, nope, sis, you can't drive. You can ride. Like, we used to have a blast, but she scared us to death. I tell you, the woman did. We stopped that real fast.
Well, when Allison was little and I'd be driving us somewhere, and if I made a wrong turn or something, I would pull into a parking lot and I would, drive through the parking lot and get back out on the road. And she, Mama, where are we going? And I would always say, oh, I just wanted to show you that really nice parking lot. That's really a nice one. And so that became the little joke. Every time I was lost and we'd pull into a parking lot, she'd be like, are you showing me this parking lot or are we lost? It's like, well, actually, we're a little bit lost,
I'll be right back.
Okay. But so now when she's driving and she pulls into a parking lot, I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, are we lost? Or are you just showing me how nice the parking lot is? I do have a lot of good memories. I tell you. I have some horrible ones, but I have a lot of good ones too. That's what it's all about, though, is, sometimes people aren't still with us, but we have the memories. PJ, that video is actually on her daughter's page. So yeah, she has it. Yeah. Yeah, her daughter is so talented. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I have somebody lined up for a special guest on Friday night. Yep, she can remember where you're supposed to go, huh? Well, and it was funny when I was teaching my daughter how to drive, I would say like the name of the street and she had no clue what the names of the streets were. So I'd have to say, well, it's like you're going to go to my work, or it's like we're going to Daddy's work, or like we're going to your friend Rachel's house. Like that, so that I could get her to, realize which way to go. And then in college, she delivered pizzas for Domino's. So she had to learn the names of the roads real quick then to be able to be a delivery driver. But she did. Both myself and her now husband, then boyfriend, we were both scared of her being a delivery driver. We didn't like her being out there at night and stuff, but hey, she's a tough old gal. She went right on, did what she had to do. As she would say, I'm a strong, independent woman. And she is. Very independent, very strong. Well, I got this one's fixing to die and this one's fixing to die. I'm going to be without anything here in a minute.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I had to get their medicine down. It's almost time for them to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, let's see. Now, can you try to go back in there to do the mod and make PJ Wish a mod?
Okay. I thought I did already, but I don't know who I made mods, who I did. Okay. Where is he? Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the problem. You got to do it when they're talking in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you could just type in their name and be like, these are the people I want to make mods,
Well, it says two different things now. Come on, it's block words. Change.
Yeah, it should say,
It says managing
yeah, not the
standard
managing mod, just the regular mod.
standard.
Yeah.
Okay, now try.
The managing mod means that they can block another mod. Why
Oh,
they did that, I don't know.
oh, neither. There
But
you go.
I don't think they need to be able to. I don't think mods need to be able to block other mods. You know.
You ought to be able to now.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I think if I did it right. I'm not good at this. Really ain't good at this. I gotta clean my desktop. It's awful.
Oh, I've got stuff piled. I'm like,
Now it's claustrophobic in
definitely
me.
got to clean it up.
Now it's like every time I clean it off, though, the next it won't take 2 days. It's right back like it is, and I don't know. These kids throw everything up on everything. My tables piled up. I've been cleaning my table off for 2 weeks, and every time I clean it off, they throw a bunch more stuff on it. It's like I'd like to see the top of my table for once, please. I said, this is ridiculous. But you tell them take it upstairs, and Natalie scatters it all over the house, but upstairs to her room. And it's like, I'm going to start throwing it away if you don't take it to your room. That means you don't want it. So, okay, it worked, didn't it? Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
good. I did it right for once.
Yep. You did good.
I'm learning slowly but surely. This stuff's hard to learn.
Well, and you know what I learned today about Canva? Now, how long have we been dealing with Canva? Almost since we started, right? We got
Yeah,
Canva pretty quick after we started.
yeah,
Okay. I have been, when I have had a video or pictures on my phone, I have gone into Canva, made a video or whatever, and to download those pictures.
yeah.
Did you know that you can hit on the menu on Canva on the phone and you can go ahead and just straight from there upload the pictures or the video
No,
without going through the trouble of actually making a video yeah, I just learned that today.
I didn't know that.
I guess I never hit that menu button before.
I didn't either.
And
I have a hard time doing it on my phone.
I said, how long have I been doing this and did not even know that?
Yeah. I try
You
to
know?
do stuff on my phone and I try to, then I go on my computer and download my pictures and stuff and put it in.
No. Okay. When you're on your phone, down here in the bottom, it's got lines going across and it says menu.
Okay.
You just click on menu and you scroll. Oh, wait a minute now. This ain't the same thing that I did earlier. No. Oh, might be the more at the top. No. Well, doggone, if I can't remember how to do it, how am I going to do it next time? Wait. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. You hit. Oh, there's Dropbox. I never knew. I've heard people say about Dropbox, and I didn't know what it was. Anyway, you hit projects, then you hit the menu button at the bottom, and it pulls up. Get out of there. Upload. It says new folder, upload, import from app. You just hit the upload. Then you can go straight from where you store your pictures on your phone. And go to your photo library pick whatever picture you want to download, add, and it uploads your file.
Oh, okay. I always went on my computer and
Yeah, me too. Like
put them on.
all those steps to get there. And now it's like, after all this time, I figure it out on the phone.
I need a pedicure. I need one on my hands and my feet. Oh. I need to do a good pedicure on my fingernails. They're getting thin again. It's about time for them to start breaking again. They get so long and then they get so thin they break. It's like, ah. And then my toenails is getting so hard, they're hard to cut with my fingernail clippers. I said, I don't know if I want them to get as hard as my toenails, but I wish they'd get harder than my fingernails.
Yeah, but every time I go to do something, it seems like I'll be figuring one more little thing out.
Yeah.
And then all that time I was trying to get in the YouTube, in the to be able to put it on subscriber mode and all that, all you have to do is when you're on your regular YouTube page, you hit the settings button and it takes you right to where all that's at. I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. And I don't know how long I've been trying to get in there, because it pulls up that page that has community and has the permissions on there and has all that stuff. You can get right to it from there. You don't have to go under just the YouTube live button to get in there, although you can. And I didn't know that either. You can have StreamYards open, and then you can click another tab and have your YouTube channel open at the same time. Because when you're on StreamYard, you're not on your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they have the YouTube live page they can get to, and the StreamYard page they can get to.
Oh, okay. Instead of having it on their phone.
Because they have them both. They have them both open, and they just can toggle between the two.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't realize that either. And when you share the screen, I thought when you shared it, you had to click the button on the screen for the little to go to the pull something up, like a video or whatever. You still use your buttons on the bottom of your screen. But once you say you're sharing the screen, then it'll automatically do it on there, on the screen.
So when you share something on StreamYard, how do you share?
Yeah, like, okay, you see where
your YouTube channel?
You see where it says present at the bottom? Yeah. Okay, you click on present, and it'll say share screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you click on share screen and you'll be able to, it'll pull up a page where you can either do just like, if you just want to do your email, you can just do a tab, or if you want to do the whole screen, then you just do entire screen, but you have to click on it and then click at the bottom, like okay or submit or whatever it is at the bottom of that page. And then you just use your buttons at the bottom to do whatever it is you want to do.
Oh, okay.
So like this, I try to share my screen from here because that's supposedly I'm supposed to be able to. So I say share screen, and then I say I'm going to share the entire screen. Click share, okay, and then I'm going to open up a new tab. Open my channel. Oops. Okay. If mine will ever open. And then, like, I hit on the top for search, and I'm going over here on the side where I have all the all my subscriptions, and then I can go in my subscriptions. Whoops! Come on. Well, oh, maybe I have to go. No, I should be able to go right there from there. All right, let me just search. Okay.
PJ asked you, how'd you like our blue bonnets
Oh, I think they're beautiful.
on the side of the road? Looks like an ocean.
I got a real pretty picture of some pollen to show you. In one of my next posts is going to be the beautiful pollen. I did the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I can't seem to. There we go.
Natalie, bedtime. Turn TV and stuff off. Did you lock the front door? I'll lock it with the key in, please. Clean up your mess in there. Pick your stuff up. Yes, it's 8:32. It's bedtime. Come on. Tell Eli he's gotta go to bed.
And this is some more of Always Daughter's artwork. This is on her channel.
Oh, neat. Lock the door.
So see, we never could do that before.
No.
We didn't know how to share the screen, period, yet alone share it from my side.
Not love you. Tell Eli I said good night. Love him. Since he's already up there.
And then you just hit stop screen and it'll take that down.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
that cool?
yeah.
Yes, I did. It does. It looks, they're very pretty. And I have a post I made. One of my friends posted on Facebook, the road with all the pollen. It looks like somebody sprinkled powder on the road, but it's actually pollen.
Oh,
So
wow.
I did a post on it to show y'all when I say my eyes are itchy and watery from the pollen, you'll understand why, how thick it is in your hair.
I know
It
it's
is
been killing me.
horrible.
It's
Absolutely
awful.
horrible here.
It got 70 something here today. And then it's supposed to turn cold again tomorrow. I'm like, I wish it might get fired up.
Let's see how warm it was. It was supposed to, I think, get in the 80s. It's 67 right now.
64 here in Ohio.
And tomorrow it's supposed to be, oh, it was supposed to be 83 was supposed to be the high today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 83 and the low of 59.
Oh, wow.
And then down to 74 on Wednesday. Ooh, I may not go swimming Wednesday. It may be too cold.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 49 here and 47. Oh, gosh, it's going to be cold. It's going to go down to 39, 38. Ooh.
Now, it does not need to get that cold here now that I put my plants back outside. Come on now.
Warm weather. Here they give us 74 today, and then it's going to go down 49, then Wednesday 47, Thursday 49, Friday 47, Saturday 38, Sunday 39. Then it'll go back up in the 40s next week. I said, no wonder everybody's getting sick.
You're welcome always. I know how to share hers now. I've got that one gone down pretty good. I got to make sure I spell it correctly, though. Sometimes I don't spell it right. But yeah, see, and it took us a long time because nobody ever would tell us nothing.
No.
We didn't know how to do anything. We had to figure it all out ourselves.
Echo learns it, and then she teaches me. Or tries to.
Well, and some of the stuff I forget. I learned how to do it, and then I forget how I go to tell you, and I forget what I did. Then I have to wait until I do it again, and then sometimes I have to write it down. Like, wait, you're going to tell Norma this is how we did it, because it's hard to Now let's see if I go on mine. I can probably pull up Taylor's page. Let's see. Oh no. Let's see. Oh, subscriptions. Yes. Okay. So let me tell y'all about this true crime case I watched on 48 Hours the other night. This guy raised snakes, big boa constrictor and pythons and all this stuff. He raised them, bred them, had a whole building full of snakes. Anyway, I got it. Good. His wife decides that, I don't know why she wanted to kill him, but anyway, she wanted to kill him. And so she thought she was going to make it look like the snakes got loose and killed him, but she shot him. So there was a shell casing. That's how dumb she was, right? She wasn't thinking, they'll find a shell casing and then they'll know that it was a murder and not a snake bite.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she they found her guilty. The guy that actually, it was an ex-boyfriend that she had actually shot him, but she was there and she planned the whole thing. And but anyway, what caught my eye was the fact that, you know how long the jury gave her in prison for having her husband murdered? 13 years.
That's all. 13
years.
And she planned it and everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, what? 13 years. And the judge, when he sentenced her, he even said the jury did you a tremendous favor, and I don't understand why. They should have gave you life in prison if nothing else.
Yeah.
But they gave her 13 years in prison. And she was in her late 30s, because he said she'd be in her 40s when she got out of prison.
Good money.
Yeah.
Usually they put them under the ground.
And his brother, she tried to accuse his brother of doing it. So when they had the sentencing, the brother read a victim impact statement, and said that his brother's life was worth more than 13 years.
Yeah.
And him being dragged through the mud of her trying to blame it on him was worth something,
Yeah.
It was bad. But I like that 48 Hours. Yeah. And sometimes I'll watch that. Of course, they had on there about the Murtaugh trial, because they found him guilty.
What'd they give him?
They gave him 2 natural life in prison. So no parole, no possibility of getting out. And 2, I think they said consecutive means they run together, side by side, but it's till his natural life is over. So he's never getting out.
Yeah.
But yeah. But, and I don't know if I told you about that one. He used 2 different weapons, one to shoot the son and one to shoot the wife. And that's what his defense attorney tried to say. There was 2 shooters, not just one.
One. Okay.
And that he, he should get off because he wasn't, it couldn't have been just him by himself. But I guess from what
guns.
for what the forensics showed, he actually shot the son first, and the mother goes running over to the son, and then he shoots the mother with the other gun.
Okay.
And he had a drop of her blood on his steering wheel and on one of the guns. And it was the legal owner of both the guns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking too swiftly either.
No, I don't think he was.
No, definitely not. That was the case that was on after the snake guy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What is happening with these people? They're crazy. Definitely crazy.
They tried to plan it out, but they just don't get it all together.
Mm-mm. Oh, and I guess the boy, the son, which he was a man. I mean, he wasn't like underage, but he made a video on his phone of his dog, because this happened at their dog kennels. They have hunting dogs and stuff. And on the video of his dog, you can hear the dad's voice. You can hear the son's voice, the mother's voice, and the dad's voice. And supposedly 5 minutes after that video was done is whenever they were killed. But they were alive. He left. Somebody went up there and killed him. And then he came back and found him dead.
Yeah, I remember they said he went to check on
his mom or something. But his GPS, I mean, between his phone and his GPS, he was nailed, Yeah. And they even said the drop of blood, her drop of blood on the steering wheel of his Suburban, the OnStar on the Suburban said the Suburban had never went down to the dog kennel that night. So how could the drop of blood, it had to come from him, and then he had to get in his Suburban.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, but that jury didn't even deliberate. I mean, they like close of business, they got the case. And by that night, they were already announcing the verdict. So it wasn't even probably 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
So they had already pretty well decided that case prior to them, And I saw on one of the news channels today that some of the jurors were on the news, like on Today's Show or something like that, talking about how they deliberated so fast. Which, a lot of times when you're on a jury, they'll try to get a vote right away just to see how many people where people are at,
Yeah.
And I wonder if they did the vote right away and everybody said guilty.
They probably did.
And that was the end of that,
Yeah. So they didn't have to deliberate. It's like everybody already knows he's guilty.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure he does too.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was on drugs. He was stealing from his clients, stealing from the law firm. And that's what got me, when the lady from the law firm got on there and was telling how much money the law firm had to pay all these clients back. I mean, in the millions of dollars that he took the money.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
He had to support that drug habit somehow.
I guess. I tell you, people get messed up. They do stupid stuff. I mean, but now that wasn't the only murder connected to that family. There was the boating accident that the boy that got killed, he was involved in the boating accident, and a teenage girl got killed in the boating accident.
Yeah.
And then there was another teenager that he went to school with that ended up being killed in the middle of the road. And that was
It was the-
tied back to the son as well.
oh,
And
was
then the housekeeper supposedly fell and bumped her head and passed away at their house.
oh,
So
wow.
that was 3 deaths right there, plus the mother and the son. So 5 deaths contributed to that family, not to mention anybody else. That's just what they brought out in the case.
Oh, wow.
But I guess the great grandfather or the grandfather was like the judge, and one of them was the district attorney, and he was a lawyer. And I mean, it was just like for years and years and years going back, that family was pretty much the legal body of that town.
That's why they got away with all that stuff.
Yeah. And so, no telling what else.
Yeah.
Because they obviously thought they were good at covering stuff up.
Yeah.
But they weren't,
How it all come out in the woods.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness.
It's terrible.
But I hadn't watched that 48 Hours for a while, and I turned it on the other night when I was getting ready to go to sleep, and then I got interested watching it, and I couldn't go to sleep. I had to finish watching it. I don't like when I do that, though.
Yep, that's true, PJ. So true.
Yep, exactly. That was just, and then I guess not only had he stole a bunch of money from his clients, he had the house was in his wife's name or something. Sometimes lawyers will do that, put all the assets in somebody else's name, so if they get sued, they get the house or whatever. And so he couldn't get loans against that stuff because it was all in her name. And if he didn't tell her, she would have had to have known about them getting a loan on the house or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they asked what was going to happen to that house because there's one son still living. But they said it's going to end up, all those people he took the money from, the law firm and everything, they'll have to sell it and try to pay some of that back. Mm-hmm. I don't know why some people think they're above the law.
And the life insurance did they have life insurance?
Well, see, they said that they didn't, but I'm sorry. I think that he probably did have it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, most wealthy people have life insurance.
Yeah.
So I feel like he probably did, because you hear the saying they're worth more dead than they are alive.
Yeah.
So but then because the son had been involved in that boating accident and had been involved with that other guy that got killed, he was trying to make it look like somebody was after the son and that somebody else just drove up there and shot him. But my thing was where the dog kennel was on the property. If you didn't know that dog kennel was back there, you wouldn't have just drove up on it. It was like way in the back of the property,
Wow.
You pretty well would have had to known it was there or. And then I think it was her sister, the mother's sister, that testified and said, the whole because they were somewhere or doing something and he wanted her to come home so they could go check on his mother. And then she didn't go check on the mother with them. She went to the dog kennel, and the sister said that was odd, that she wouldn't have done that. If she was not going to go check on the mother, she wouldn't have went, she would have stayed.
A dog kennel? They raised dogs or something?
They were hunters.
Oh, okay.
They did a lot of hunting and used the dogs. They were hunting dogs, but I guess they also had some family pet dogs too.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they must have had quite a few hunting dogs, and they went down there to feed the hunting dogs and whatever. Anyway, he thought he had it planned out, and he didn't. He messed up.
Yep, you have to keep your ducks in a row if you're going to do something like that. Make sure it's all covered. But they usually get caught anyway.
Well, because they don't think about all the different things you'd have to do. You'd have to not use a vehicle, not take your phone. And then how are you going to have an alibi about where you were at or what you were doing if your phone and your vehicle aren't being used?
They didn't watch enough of these shows to show you how to do that.
I know. They didn't do their homework.
Yeah.
They
should have
didn't
been
know.
watching them shows that teach you how to do that stuff. I said, Lord mercy.
But you know, sometimes I think about it. You know how you have to, like people always, oh, we found a receipt in the car that you bought something at this time or whatever.
Yeah.
Like here, when I've stopped to get gas, the gas pump has not worked to give me a receipt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now how would I prove that? But I always use my debit card so that I could prove it on that.
Yeah.
They could track my bank.
Like I didn't do it.
I was right here at this gas station at that time.
Check the cameras. I was there. Lord.
And shoot, I had to take the baby to Allison's school today. And I was coming back. And it's kind of like in a weird place to go from there to go to the Y. It's like you basically have to go back up into town, and the Y's on the other side of town.
Wow.
And so my gas light came on. So I said, well, I need to whip in this gas station right here and get some gas. And then when I come out of the gas station, I went the wrong way. And I'm driving down this road, and I'm like, this don't look familiar at all. Where am I going? Then I put the GPS on my phone, and I was like 4 miles the wrong direction. I had to turn around and come back. I was like, oh my goodness. Didn't even notice when I pulled out of there that I was just on a 2-lane highway instead of a 4-lane highway.
Nothing but kind. Oh, say a little prayer, maybe he will finally meet Jesus and have a wonderful relationship. I hope so. He sure
needs to meet Jesus.
Needs him.
He needs him. If anybody needs him, he does. Because that eventually that's going to eat at him.
Yeah.
That he did that to his wife and his child.
Yeah, when he can't get his drugs no more and comes clean, it will. It'll eat at him.
He certainly didn't cover his tracks.
No.
Definitely not.
It'll all eat at him when he gets over them drugs.
Which, I mean, I like a good mystery where you're not 100% sure and you got to see the evidence, but he just did such a bad job of it that, the evidence was pretty shockingly against him, Wasn't a whole lot he was going to do to dismiss it. And you could tell, I watched one day of the questioning, and everything that lawyer asked him, he was answering it with a question back. And he'd say, now, Mr. So-and-so, I know you want me to say blah, 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 but I'm not going to say that. So you could tell he was a lawyer. He knew how to kind of argue back and forth about it, and the lawyer was like, could you just answer the question? Don't ask me another question. Just answer my question. And he'd say, but I'm not going to say that. That's not what happened, or that's not, And then his lawyer would say up there, he answered the question. And then the guy didn't really ever answer the question.
Yeah.
He kept going around in circles about it.
So,
that's true. They definitely have to hit rock bottom. And he won't, like you said, he won't be able to get his drugs in there, but he'll get something in there.
Yeah.
They do all kinds of stuff in prisons.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame too that you can't even keep them out of the prison system. It is.
Mm-mm.
He gets in there and does something wrong, you might get the shank taken to him.
Well, and that's, you never know who he's going to be in there with.
Yeah.
And some people may not take kindly to what he did. And they might.
Nope. You might pay dearly for it. Hopefully he finds Jesus before that happens.
Yeah, I hope he does too. Because he obviously wasn't following,
Oh,
he wasn't following Jesus to be able to do all that.
no.
How could you even live with yourself
I don't know.
knowing you had done something like that?
I couldn't.
And then what did he say to the other son?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to kill your brother and your mother.
Sorry. Sorry didn't do it.
Really sorry, son, but.
Yeah. That'd be awful.
And I wonder if he had been there with them, if he would have killed him too.
Probably would have.
Oh, and somebody said that he tried to commit suicide. The dad had tried to commit suicide before all this happened. I guess he thought twice about that idea and decided to kill them.
Mm.
Mm.
You never know what people's capable of.
No, you sure don't. Nope. And you don't really ever know people either.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure people who knew him didn't think he was that kind of person.
Probably not. I know I've met a lot of people that I thought I really knew and didn't know.
Yeah. Hey, KK.
How are you, KK? I'm ready for bingo tomorrow night.
Well, that's true. She says, I don't know me, so how could you know me? That's true. But it's it's sad, Even like with my husband, after 29 years, you would have thought I would have known who he was.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, I didn't know him at all. Oops. Are we going to have a good bingo tomorrow night?
I love playing bingo with them.
I do too.
I have a blast in there.
And I either get one number or four numbers. I very rarely ever get a bingo.
I'll get a bingo, and then the rest of the night I get like four numbers, and then one number 2 or 3 times, and then I'll get four numbers again, and then I'll get one number, might get two once in a while. But then I don't get nothing. Oh, she got hurt.
Hello, Savannah. How'd she get
Hi,
hurt?
Savannah. Oh no.
We need to make Savannah a mod too, and I'm gonna drop her channel. She went to a concert and met a young man that's a singer from Georgia, and she's got on her
Oh my stupid phone.
on her page how to sub to him. Well, now where did it go? There you are. Okay.
Let's see. Savannah. Okay. Come on up. It's at the top. KK. It should be pinned at the top.
Yeah, it is. All right, Savannah, type something else, hun.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Mm-mm. Did you see it? Oh, okay.
Oh, she needs to go get her computer. Okay.
How are you, Savannah?
There she did. It worked. Okay, good. Yeah, he's a pretty good singer.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an effect from something that happened to you? Um,
Something.
like you have to explain a little bit more.
Yeah. Like you fall and then something happens later on, or okay, KK.
She
Uh,
might be saying that because
mm-mm.
she went to the concert on Saturday, and it might was Saturday the 3rd. No, Friday. She went to the concert on Friday, and maybe it was a couple days after that. Oh, she's still feeling the hug that she got from him.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now we
he
know what
touched
you.
you. Not only did he physically touch you, but he touched
Mm,
your heart.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, that's really neat.
Hmm.
There she is. Hi, KK.
Hey everyone. Sorry, I haven't taken my shower yet. I need to get a shower tonight. Um, poor Joe Havoc got attacked by pit bulls and hurt her real bad in
God,
that.
really?
A
Got
pit
her
bull?
pit bulls, yeah, bit her.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my.
Yes. So Wednesdays is going to be an iffy. I'm going to try to do it by myself or find someone to come up and help me with it in that. Um, I got to get learn how to do a spreadsheet and have everybody's names and numbers, so I can just hit, that they're here and that. I was going to say, but yeah, poor girl. At least 2 to 3 weeks that she won't be able to do this.
Oh
Oh my
my
goodness.
goodness.
Yeah, she's really got hurt, and then poor Ruth is going through some things too. So tomorrow night's bingo could be yo, only KK.
Uh,
But
Well, one of us can come and help you.
okay, that I would love it. I mean, I really love to come
I
up
mean,
there.
I don't know what you have, how you have the stuff written down, but I mean, we'll figure something out.
something out. Yeah.
Well, that's what the ladies have it all there. The people can come in and say. Well, if Ruth's not able, and with Joe, we would have to tell everybody to come in and give them
Get new numbers. Yeah.
numbers so you can copy them down.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Later on, I stayed up for 48 hours. Not that I wanted to. It's just that's my body. So I've been sick all day today, and
Yes.
you can see I got a nice black eye.
Oh my gosh, how'd you do that?
I take little mini strokes in my brain. Little
Oh.
I don't want to call them really a stroke. It attacks my brain is all I can say. And it's can cause from the medication I need to take to stay stable, but I don't know. It just life is terrible for me. My health, you know how it is. You turn a certain age, and your body says, "Oh wait, I'm done working. Here, I'm not going to do this
Well,
for
I know how that goes a lot.
We have a question for you.
Okay.
We were trying to figure out how to do the bingo thing because we were thinking we might do it on this channel, like on a Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But do you download that bingo game? So
No.
like you just get it when you want to use it?
Yeah, 1 second, and I'll make the 1 second. Let me give me a few seconds. I don't want to kick myself out because I've done that plenty of times.
Okay.
Okay. Shoot. No.
Oh, Savannah, don't we all wish we could be 19 again?
Yes.
Oh, hell no.
I would like to be 19 and know what I know now.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Not what I knew at 19.
Body feel like it's 19 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to have my body I had back then, but I mean, yeah. I know as much as I knew back then, so there you go. I'm not being this won't copy for me for some reason. Yeah, I'd have my body then.
Be nice.
Yes. Yeah. Why isn't this copying? Oh shoot. There we go. Copy. There, got it. Okay. And I'm gonna put it here in chat.
Okay.
That you go to that, save it to your favorites. Fill it out, and that there's two kinds of games. There's 1 through 75 and 1 through 90. So
okay, but because I thought we had to download it, and I don't have enough memory to do that.
No. You do.
This is just a website we want to use it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that would make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't download anything of it.
Okay. Because I was telling her I don't have enough space, so maybe she can on hers. But then I see what you're saying. We just have to go there and pull it up when we want to do it.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Gotcha. Okay. My prayers list, KK and the bingo ladies. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. But like I said, I'll make it work. I'm used to things happening to me, when I'm trying to have these games and that. So,
yeah. Well, we were just talking about it tonight, how much fun we have doing it, going over there and playing it. And so we thought maybe we'd try it on a Sunday afternoon or something, but we'll definitely help you somehow or another.
If you need me on Sunday, let me know and I'll help you. There ain't no problem. We can have a bingo on everybody's channel. We'll just bingo it out the week.
Yeah. Play bingo all week.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I have blasted bingo. I do. I really
I
have
I
fun.
do too. I do too. That's why I added the races to it because that gives a little breakup of it, and
Yeah.
it's fun to see something different. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I'm sitting behind a screen and all I'm seeing is the bingo board. Okay, where you guys are looking up, you can see the bingo board and you know what what there, but I can't see the chat or any of that because I over here on the side I have to have um uh pop out the chat so I could talk to you. I have to be able to have the windows open and go to it. Oh, you can't go live where you live.
Yeah,
Well,
Savannah.
Hey, Savannah, do you live in the graveyard? Is that why? I'm only yeah. The races and stuff like that with it. You know, because I get tired of hearing the numbers. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because you got to remember, I'm not trying to watch the chat. I'm trying to do put people's names in on the things and all that, and concentrating is hard for me. So
Me too. I can only do one thing at a time. It seems like.
yeah. Wait a minute, I pushed the link, but nothing. No, you have to put it into search, hon. If you're going for the bingo one, let me see something. Oh, let me see if I can figure a different way. Okay.
Well, we done lost her.
Uh-oh. She said she was afraid she might fall off.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop the link to her channel for Tuesday and Wednesday night bingos.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Anybody who ain't playing, come over and play. We have a lot of fun. There she's back. She's back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little website. It's not a link. I mean, it's you open up in another tab. Is what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
Yeah.
I dropped your link, KK, in case they meant for looking for your channel to play
Yeah.
bingo on. And
Oh
that
yeah.
other one that KK dropped is for us to get the bingo game to be able to play it over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been
Well,
wanting to have more bingo games. I
yeah, I
don't
just
want to.
I don't know if we can handle bingo and the races for the first time, so we might just try the bingo and then work our way up to the races.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was trying to say is I don't mind having more games of bingo. I just don't like to inconvenience someone else's time because I'd love to have some more guests and have
Yeah.
open it up on bingos more and that. So and
Yeah.
then I like to have. I don't know if you girls remember the game match match game back in the 70s. Gene Rabin was the host of it.
Yeah, where they
Yeah.
say the trying to get the other person to say the word.
No, that's password.
Oh, password. Well, what is match game then?
Match game was back in the 74, I think came out. Whereas like you got two contestants and you got six guests, and Gene Rabin would read old Periwinkle was so old that when he went to blank, he forgot
Is it
where he
like,
was.
was they in like little boxes?
No, that's Hollywood Squares.
Oh, okay.
What they would do is have cards, and they'd say old Winkle was so old that he blank, and you have to fill the word blank in what and make it a sentence like he was so old that he didn't know where he was or who he was, or like I don't know, he was so old that his teeth fell out, or things like that. And then the guests would be going home, and they'd have different answers.
Oh,
Y'all don't
okay.
remember that show?
No, I cannot remember this.
Richard Dawson was on it. Betty White.
And you said it's called match game.
Match game, yeah.
Match game.
Match game
I
74.
looked that up. Yeah.
I can't remember that one for no life of me.
Yeah, it was
I
it was
told you
on
I'm
for
getting old.
5 years. That was about 5 years it was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very successful one.
My brain's going.
Yeah. But that makes good way of playing panel stuff is you have the people up on the panel, like say I'm the host and I read out this, the question, and you go and write your answers. You don't, show the audience yet. The people in the chat are the audience, and you have to match what they say. So like I said red, and the audience is saying blue. You know what I mean? But there's someone out there that does say
we answer the question to ourselves,
yes.
and then the audience says the answer, and we're trying to get them to say the same thing we said.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a really fun game for us ladies to play in that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Okay.
No.
And I wasn't quite understanding how we were supposed to.
I know. I don't explain things. I'm not a teacher, man. I barely went to school.
Savannah says she remembers it. Okay, good.
Great
Okay.
game. It's a great game to have fun up here and at.
Yeah.
Now, you just have to make up the questions yourself, or is there a website to get the questions?
Both. There's all different places. You could have any kind of questions you want.
Oh, okay.
They don't have to be funny, like, oh, Periwinkle was so old. That kind of thing. You just fill in the blank of what the word you want to have for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
That sounds like fun.
well, if it would be, I would need, how do I say, wait a minute. I would need 6 people up on the panel. If you can find me 6 people, I'll host it.
Okay.
And then have other people in the chat do the answers and that.
Oh, okay.
I'll host one so you can know.
Any volunteers?
Yeah. Well, I'm already volunteering you 2 ladies.
Yeah, we're volunteers, so we need 4 more. Anybody else?
How well would you know your partner? That is a good one.
Bye, monkey.
But Savannah, you got to remember, people get their feelings hurt very easily on things like that. Yeah. That's why when it used to be honeymoon, or no, what's his name?
Hi, Dive Monkey. We don't know who Dive Monkey. Welcome in.
Hi, Dive Monkey.
They're from England.
That's a new one for me too.
Yeah.
So that's great. Well, I don't guess you'd have to know, like, because you're not trying to match each other. Like, I wouldn't be trying to match with Norma. We would be trying to have the chat match with one of us or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So why do we need 6 people on panel? Just because we take turns?
No, because how do I say? You could have teams of yous up here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it makes it more fun if you have different kinds of hands.
So like 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like say you 60, you're on one team, and Norm is Kay's on the other team. And what it is that you are the final answer if it's a multi. I'd have to explain it to you. I'm sorry, my head is not really well.
Savannah, I think
that was. I'm trying to think of that. It was about those people.
You said that was password.
No. This one she's talking about is the married couples. Remember?
the newlywed game.
Newlywed, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that
gang.
word.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that you
Yeah.
would have to know the other person because you're saying what the other person might say.
Say, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see who has the most mind right now. I still have a lot of my brain cells left. I remember all these games because my mom was a big TV
Game
games
show.
and soap operas.
Yeah. My mom was soap operas. My dad was The Price is Right.
Well, see, I need to come up with something else to play on my game. See, because on Friday nights, I either am going to have a special guest or I'm going to do game night.
Okay.
And then on Saturday night, I do the talent craft showcase where I have people give me their work to show or they come up and show it or whatever. So I need to come up with other games I can play on the Friday night when I don't have a special guest planned, you know.
I'm not going to tell you because I have my idea because you're just going to copy off of me.
I would like to have you as a special guest on a Friday, though, and talk about all your concerts.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Let me know ahead of time.
I'm
Yeah, because let me know. And because I do mod on a Friday night for a channel, but I don't have to be there.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. But what you else can do is you can always go and do interviews and set up interview of people. And
Yeah.
as far as, what their channel and what they expect from their channel and all that. And as for my concerts, I went to so many, it's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
I've met so many people.
I haven't been to one in a long time.
No. Savannah says, what BA about that is my best friend could win that game. I'm sorry, Savannah, I'm not understanding.
That I ain't neither.
What about that is my best friend and I could win that game?
I think maybe she's saying if her best friend and her played, they would win it because they know each other so well.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what she's trying to say.
I think that's your ciphered it better than I could.
Yeah.
I meant bad. What's bad about that is my best friend and I could win that game. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay. No, that's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the chat, the people have their favorites that they have
Yeah.
on it and that. I mean, I could. It's a lot more fun when you have more than two people up on there playing the match game, because you get multiple answers. Okay.
But I mean, if we could only get 4 people, we could still do it.
Yeah, you could
It'd
still
be
do
more
it.
fun if we had 6, but if we could get 4.
Yes.
It'd be fun to see what everybody puts on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That takes at least a week for me to come up with the questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I do. I like to do it in almost like theme part of it. Say like, there'll be, music or television shows or
Yeah, like different categories.
categories. Yeah.
What different questions in different categories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I saw you went live in the middle of the night, but I was sleeping.
That's okay. I was Betty. Betty, Black Widow, texted me and she wanted to talk to me. So I knew she goes, "What are you doing? Are you up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" Never answered. I'm thinking, okay, she wants something, so to go to someplace, so she, still awake, to fall asleep. So I opened that live up, and like shortly after, about 10 minutes, she's like, "Okay, I could go to bed now."
Well, I saw where you had been laughing. I was like,
Okay.
sorry, I missed it. I was
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yep, me too.
If I do not schedule it, that means I might pop up in the middle of the night. I
Yeah.
don't sleep very often, so
And I've done that before too. When I've just been bored, I've been like, anybody want to chat? I'm bored.
yeah, you know.
Savannah says, my best friend and I can finish each other's sentence. It would trip people out the way that we're together. Yeah, I bet it would.
Any separate like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I finally got some boxes in.
That's
Okay.
Found some bubble wrap, so I'll be bubble wrapping the gifts and that.
Well, guess what? Today I won 2 giveaways on Harold's show.
Awesome.
Who?
Harold Simple Adventures.
Pictures.
Oh, I don't
Him
know
and
that.
Pamela and
He does live auctions.
yeah, it was an auction.
Oh,
But at the end of the auction, they do a giveaway. And
Yeah.
so I won,
And she won twice in a row.
and then I won again. So I give Norma the second prize.
yeah.
It's like,
Norma,
I am
you
never lucky.
Norma, you picked the
It's like a brown
Coach.
dress.
coach purse off of me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't send them unless I send a coin inside that you have to leave the coin in there. So you don't take the coin out. You always have that coin. That way you always have, a penny in your pocket. You're never
Oh,
poor.
okay.
Yeah, and it's good luck that if you receive a purse that has money in it already, it's good luck. You leave that money in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes me forever to get motivated brain-wise to concentrate, to write people, to write things down, to package out and that. So, but believe me, I do get my stuff out to people. I just didn't say what day, year, or century. But you know that is not a real Coach purse, right?
Yeah, I know it's not.
Okay. Yeah. But I do get them out. Like Betty, she's waiting for those nutcrackers I've been wanting to send her for what, about 4 months, 3 or 4 months. She knows she'll get it. She will get it. It's just that I just can't get my brain to actually concentrate on doing that. Like it took me 6 days to get my sewing machine to get lined up, to sew in that. And what is that called? It's called
The tension and stuff on it.
Yeah. Get it all matched up in that. And it took me 6 days to work on that thing. And I had like 6 projects laying all over the tables, and I couldn't move them. I could not move them because I didn't have nowhere else to put them. And I couldn't pack up people's stuff because it was under all that. So it was like,
Savannah says it's her grandson's 15th birthday today.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. 15. Woo.
Oh,
That's a good age and a bad age.
I know Eli's getting ready to turn 13 in June, the 1st of June, and it's like that teenage years.
Oh, goodness.
Their sister gets 12
sorry.
at the end of this month.
Another thing you could do is have celebrate a person's birthday on your show. Pick someone that's birthday is that month, and you made the show about them. Like how do I want to say? What I do is I've had people that I've celebrated their birthdays on my channel, and what I do is I cater it to what that kind of person is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did one, and I said to to the people in the chat, I says, put a word in, okay? And very person came up and said, trampoline, okay? So I went and looked up videos on trampoline in that, and it was guys pretty much there. And what I did is I put the girls on the trampoline bouncing up and down. It was a big hit with the guys. They were like, that was the best party I've ever been to. But that's an idea you can do for your channels and that.
That's neat.
I
We give
got all
everybody
kinds
tickets for their birthday.
Yeah. You could have.
And I even thought about that too, just having it like the first of the month, and do everybody's birthday in that month. You
Yeah.
know, like all the April birthdays or May birthdays or
Mhm.
whatever like that too.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, I gotta go. I gotta go bathroom. So,
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you
love and
tomorrow
respect. See,
night. She's Cracker Jack. I don't get to see him. Oh, I'm sorry, Savannah. I've got one I don't get to see. I've seen her one time, and she's 17, and she was a baby when I got to see her, but I haven't seen her. I get her mom puts pictures of her on Facebook and lets me see her. That's the only way I get to see her. It's Dylan's sister,
Aw.
and she wanted to meet Dylan, but Dylan wouldn't do it because he said he was afraid she'd take her away like she did when she was a baby. And he said, I don't want to get used to her and then her mom take her away
Yeah.
again. So he said when she gets old enough to, um, 18 to where she can make her own choices, then he'll meet her. So
I don't blame him. You know, he just get his.
I don't want my heart breaking again.
Yeah, and that's how it would be too.
Yeah.
You know? So it's probably best he waits until.
Honey, I've got one that don't even talk to me too. My oldest son, the kid's dad. Unless he wants something, wants to have his mail delivered here or something. That's once in a blue moon. It's like, don't ask about his kids or nothing. He's living with this other girlfriend that's got two more kids by him. These two suffer for it. I understand what you're going through.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
They don't even get to see their little brother and sister because of it, because we can't get along with the girl he's with. So they stay away and we stay away.
Mm-hmm.
Eli and Natalie pays for it because they don't even get to see them.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
They're growing up virtually strangers to their own siblings, you know,
they are.
because they don't get to see them. And
They don't get to see the ones in Kentucky very much, but they talk to them all the time. So that helps. And they send pictures back and forth. So
no, that's good.
It's just hard because their mom works all the time. And then the boys, two of them's old enough, they work all the time. And then the other one's still in school. And she works all the time. Plus, she's raising her husband's now, his sister's couple of kids.
Oh,
She's got her hands full.
yeah, sounds like it.
It's hard to travel, and the way Dennis works on weekends, we can't go nowhere because he works weekends. So it's like hard to get together with them. But my oldest grandson, the one that gave me a great grandbaby's supposed to come in sometime this summer, see him and bring the baby in so we can see him. So
Yeah, see, that's why I bend over backwards to have my daughter have that relationship with her dad and, you know, his wife, because I mean, she could so easily cut me out, if I didn't go along with what she wanted me to do. Some people think, I let her walk all over me, but really and truly, I'm doing it because I love her. I want her to have that relationship, and I want her to be able to have a grandpa, for the baby and everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to love your kids more than you hate your ex.
I said, I wish my kid would straighten up and realize he's got beautiful children that he needs to have something to do with. And I wish their mother would straighten up and realize she's got beautiful kids she needs to have something to do with. She don't come around neither, and it's hard on them. It's
Oh
real
yeah.
hard,
Yep.
especially Natalie. She attached to her mom, and Eli was attached to his dad. So it's it's really hard on them.
Well, because no
Break
matter
my
how
heart.
good
Yeah,
you guys are to them, they
we're not.
still want their mom and their dad.
No, we're not their mom and dad. We were raising them. Yeah,
Yeah.
been raising them since they's babies, but they need their mom and dad. They need them in their life. Neither one of them
And
cares.
I think it would be different if they didn't know their mom and dad. If
Yeah,
they weren't,
if they hadn't,
around, but they're around, but they
they
don't
were
see them.
babies, they
That
came
makes
around.
it.
But see now that got older, they don't
Yeah.
have nothing to do with them, and that breaks my heart because they got attached to them, and then they just broke off and quit coming around, and it's like, why? You don't make no sense. You
Mm-mm.
got beautiful kids here,
Yeah.
and
No matter what your problems are, you need to take care of,
yeah,
help your children.
God gave you beautiful kids, and He gave them to you for a reason, not to just act like you ain't got them. That's the bad part.
Oh, Savannah, that's terrible. I'm so sorry.
You oh, if it's come up to us adopting these, no, it wouldn't happen. They would be thrown a fit, even though they don't have nothing to do with them. At one time, the kids wanted us to adopt them, and we told them, your mom and dad's going to fight us all the way,
Mm.
even though they don't come around.
Yeah, PJ, that sounds like tough love. Sometimes you have to do that, especially when drugs are involved. I know it breaks your heart, though.
Yeah, yeah, their mom is an alcoholic, and she was on drugs. When she got them taken away from her, she was on drugs real bad. I don't know if she does drugs now. I know she still drinks, but their daddy, he used to drink a lot. I don't know what he does now. I couldn't tell you.
But if you hadn't got them, they would have went in foster care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wasn't going to let that happen.
No. No, and you already had Dylan, so.
Yeah, we done raised him more or less. We didn't get custody of him till he was 12, but he stayed here all the time
Mm-hmm.
because his mom done whatever she wanted to. And then my son got remarried, and his wife didn't want Dylan around. So it's like the poor three kids here. But Dylan turned out to be a good kid. I'm real proud of him, even though he's been through all he's been through. And I hope in these two do. So I got one of them come down or something. Who's up? Why are you up? You're supposed to be in the bed.
Mm.
Natalie Ruth, it's going on 10 o'clock. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow.
Can you come to bed?
When I come to bed, I'll come to bed. You go to bed. Get up here in your bed.
Won't you come to
I'll come to bed in a little bit. Go on. You don't need me up there. Papa's up there.
But I want you.
I know you want me, but you need to go to bed. Please go to bed. You can't afford to
Bless your
sleep
heart.
too fast. See, I have to be up there. I don't know what it is, but I have to be up there for her to go to sleep. Papa can be up there sound asleep or be awake, and she'll come down. When you coming up? When you coming up? When you coming up? It's like, I'm not ready to go to bed yet. Well, you need to come to bed so I can go to bed. All right.
That's sweet, though. You're her security.
Yeah. When she goes somewhere, she has to call me before we go to bed. It's like, I'm not there. Are you going to sleep there all night? Yeah. But I just had to call you before we go to bed. I said, okay.
Yeah, that's how I would feel too if something happened and I didn't get to see my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Because I really, she changed my life.
Yeah. I said, I don't know what I did. I lost these two. I tell you, I don't after raising them all these years. We kind of had a scared Daryl once. Thought she was going to try to get them back. And I thought, there ain't no way I'm going to let her have them back because I knew she'd go right back to the same old ways, and she did. So I'm glad she just stayed where she's at.
Yeah,
Said I
that's,
don't want nothing to happen to her, but you know, I just I get upset. Like Natalie asked me one day, she goes, "You hate my mom?" I said, "No, I don't hate her. I don't approve of how she lives and how she does you two. It's not right." I said, "But I don't hate her. No, I don't hate her." I said,
yeah.
"I'd be upset if something happened to your mom because I loved your mom at one time. She was a good kid." Uh, I said, "But she let drugs get in the way." And I said, "Now she's with this woman." And I said, "She's letting this woman control everything." And I said, "Ain't no way I'd let anybody keep me away from my kids. I'm sorry. No."
Yep.
I said, "It just, nobody raised like there used to be, I guess. I don't know how you could carry a baby for 9 months and just forget you got them. You
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that kind of person. I
know,
couldn't do it.
no, I couldn't.
I mean, my baby is 25, married with a baby, and I still, I mean, at night before I go to sleep, I wonder, is she, at home going to get a good night's sleep? And, did she eat? And,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I know she's quite capable of taking care of herself. She's grown, but I still worry about her just the
Yeah.
same,
Oh, I do mine. I do mine. My youngest one's 38.
I
My
mean,
oldest
I
is
still,
43. So
uh, I mean,
I worry about him as old as he is, 43 years old. And then I got one that's 41. I got one 43, 41, and 38.
how is your daughter doing?
She's doing just fine, working all the time again.
But I mean, her cancer and everything, she,
Yeah, um, she still has to take them shots for 5 years.
uh-huh.
Uh, but everything looks okay so far.
Well, that's a miracle right there.
Yeah. But she didn't. She ain't having the breast implants put back in because
Yeah,
she's afraid if it comes back, then she wouldn't be able to tell
yeah.
because of them. And she said, "I ain't taking that chance."
Mm-mm.
Her hair's growing back.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that's good. I hadn't asked about her in a little while, and I was just thinking, I wonder how she's doing.
Yes.
I know she was pretty sick there
Got
for a
her car
while.
stolen. She got her new car stolen. and they chased them clear to 2 towns over, but they had to quit because the speeds was getting up to 100, and they still ain't found the car. So I said, well, her little hot rod, I called it. She's got a van besides it, but she had a car that she bought herself with her own money and stuff. She was proud of it, not her husband. And they stole it.
Well, Jason CLJ, thank you for stopping by.
Yes.
We've been getting
Y'all have a
getting a
good
couple
night.
new people. Yeah. Well, Savannah, you got us now, honey. You just tell us whatever you need to tell us, and we will support you. We're building us some good folks.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to lift each other up and help support each other, and it's finally what we wanted, huh, Norma?
Yeah.
It sure took a long time,
But we're
but we're getting there.
Yeah.
You know,
I just
we
need
just
to do more.
didn't know. We were too new to the YouTube streets. We didn't know how to go about it.
Ain't that the truth?
We just had to figure things out.
Yeah.
But now we got 2 channels to use.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I know one day
Trying to figure out how to play games on here so we can have a little fun too, and different things.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's no end to what we can do. It's just a matter of we got to figure out how and what people want to do, and
Yeah.
we'll get there.
We'll
get there.
That's good, PJ. Really is.
Well, that's one thing about depression.
I buy one I'm not seeing. I buy her a Christmas ornament. I buy each of my grandkids a Christmas ornament every year, and when they get old enough to get their own house and their first tree, I always give them to them.
Yeah.
And I buy her one too, even though I don't get to see her. I only seen her that one time.
But she'll love it when you
Yeah.
can give them to her, you know?
Yeah. I said, that way she knows I was thinking of her. Anyway.
Oh. Well, and I don't even remember, but I think I got some ornaments when I left home to begin with. But then my husband and we always bought an ornament every year. And then when Allison came along, we always bought, a special ornament for her. Yeah. And then when she was old enough and wanted her ornaments, I gave them to her. And now it's like she either buys me a special ornament. She started it with the baby too. Every year she buys something special, for that. But if I don't buy myself some kind of new ornament or something every year, she'll make sure she buys me one.
Yeah, I buy her something. Or if I make them that year, I made them a few times and put their names on them. I make them, and I make her one too. I don't leave her out. But I buy each one of them. I got 16 of them. And now I gotta add 17 because I got a great grandbaby.
Because you got a great grandbaby, yeah.
I gotta buy him one this year because he's born this year.
Yeah.
He's a month old now.
Oh.
Your little nephew. It's just strange to call her little nephew because I can't be an aunt. I ain't old enough.
So yeah, you are.
I'm like, yep.
PJ, that's what I always say. There's always a silver lining. You just have to look for it.
Yeah.
And when it seems like it's all negative, that's when God will make something really special come out of it. You just have to look for it.
Yeah. Allie, honey, you need to get in the bed or you're going to be falling asleep during class tomorrow. Didn't you take your sleeping pill? And why aren't you asleep? I think she fights them.
Yeah. Is she still spitting stuff out or is she taking it?
Um, no, she spits them out too. We found quite a few around the house.
Savannah, that would probably be very healing for you to do that.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Have you gone on her page, Norma, and watched the video she did about her accident?
No, I need to. I keep saying I
Yeah,
need to.
yeah, you need to.
I've got to do tomorrow. I got to fill out scholarship papers before I forget again, and they ain't gonna have a scholarship to go to school next year. I keep
Can't
saying
forget to do that.
do that. I have never done that. Well, you have to go online and do it now, and I don't like doing stuff online. I have to fax papers to them, scan papers, and email them to them. And I said, why can't we just fill out the papers and mail them in like we used to? Go to bed. No, you're not allowed to take cups upstairs. No, you don't never bring it back down. That's it. That's why you get in trouble. Go to bed. Don't make Mama get mad now. Yes, you are. You're not listening. Go to bed. What are you spraying? Quit spraying my spray. That's not what that's for. You
she
spray my
likes
Dawn dish soap.
she likes to hear the have the last word.
Yes, I know, and I'm getting ready to get mad at her. If she don't go to bed, she's gonna get. You're coming out of that bed at 5:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
You'll see. If I have to pull you out,
Good morning.
you'll think good morning. Go to bed.
Speaking of that, while you say that, I need to set my alarm clock so I get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I get up at 5 so I can have a half hour piece before I can tell.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. It's like before I hear them, I want up a half hour piece. So I get up at 5.
Well, I get up. Um, I get up probably a little bit earlier than I have to, just because I don't want to have to rush and be late getting there. When I
Right.
was having to use her car and having to take her onto the school, and she has to be there, by a certain time, then I was always afraid I was going to oversleep. I was going to be late, whatever. Now that I'm just picking up the baby and she can go ahead and go, you know, then it's okay. I don't have to feel like I have to rush.
Yeah. I get
Uh,
Nelly up at 5:30, and then I get Eli up at 6. I could really get him up at 6:30 because it don't take him but 5 minutes to get dressed, get his lunch, and he's already out the door. But her, it takes forever to get her in gear to move. And see, on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we have to have her there at 7:15 because she's doing a reading intervention class. And then Eli goes in the gym and plays until 8 o'clock till his start. So we have to leave here earlier because it takes 20 minutes to get them to school. Sometimes longer. It's according if we get caught by all the lights. So,
yeah.
and she just lags her good old time. Up, dressed, getting her hair brushed. You have to tell her 10 times to get dressed. Brush your hair, brush your teeth, wash your face. It's like I'm gonna make me a tape and just play it to her every day. That's what I tell her all the time. I'm gonna get my tape recorder out and just make a tape. Do this, do that, do this. Funny. She wants to come back downstairs and go to sleep in the mornings. That's why I have to get her up so early. Because I have to get a hold of her to get her moving around. Oh, poor little cat. He sounds awful. I need to get
Mm.
him an allergy shot. He sounds so congested.
That's a cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
He don't do it until he comes in. He goes outside, he's all right. But when he comes in the house and it's closed up, his oh, I don't blame him. Mine does the same thing. I feel like I'm closed up and but I can't breathe neither.
yeah.
But
I
I
don't.
go outside and then my nose just starts pouring. And
I
it's
tell
like,
you,
ooh,
this pollen is so bad down here.
yeah, he has bad allergies. It don't bother him all the time. Now he could get up tomorrow and sound good. Then there's some days he sounds awful when he goes to sleep. That's my bobtail cat. But he has to get an allergy shot every now and then to help him.
Saturday, because I was outside so much, my eyes just felt like I could claw them. They just were so itchy, itchy, itchy.
Yeah.
And I kept rubbing them. And then all of a sudden I'd realize, especially this eye, was just running. I'm like, oh gosh. And I take like
Yeah,
3 allergy
I don't
medicines.
feel like they're swollen up and getting ready to close when I go outside in the pollen's high.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh, it drives me nuts. And then my nose starts running like a sugar tree. Like I've got a sore there from where it runs much before, and it was healing up. Now it's starting to come back again. I have to keep Carmex on it. And it's like, I can't get it healed up, but this is going to happen. This changing back and forth of the weather.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
Mhm.
And especially because I already take 3 allergy medicines. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, I do. I take two in the morning, two pills, and then I take a nose spray at night. And it's like, none of it ain't helping. And I tell him, he said, well, bad allergies are bad this year. Well, yeah, they was bad last year too, but I need something to help me here, please. I feel like I'm going to choke to death sometime. It starts draining down, and then I get coughing, and I can't quit coughing. And
Well,
it's
when I was so sick before the baby came, and they kept telling me I had bronchitis, bronchitis, bronchitis. I went like 5 months and went through antibiotics and steroids, and I still had it. And then she put me on allergy medicine, and it cleared up like that. So it was just all that post nasal drip
yeah.
coming down my throat and into my lungs that made me just feel so horrible.
Well, I had bronchitis, and then I had to take 2 rounds of steroids for that to get rid of it. About the time I got rid of it, about a week later, I ended up with that RS or whatever you call it, respiratory stuff.
Yeah,
It got
upper
me
respiratory.
bad. I had to take 2 rounds of steroids for it, 2 rounds of antibiotics, and oh Lord, I thought I ain't never gonna get well,
Mm-mm.
and I finally got well at the end of January. I was like,
I
I,
know it seemed like it was your back. Then
yeah,
you got sick. You got the bronchitis. Then you got over that. Then it was you got the other thing. Then you had your back surgery. I was like, poor Norma's never going to get it together here.
well, and I was gonna tell you about my leg. It's going back numb again, so
Oh no.
yeah. I'm like, I ain't have no luck. I'll tell you. It's like
Um.
it don't go. This is the way it does now. It's odd. I told him when I went to the doctor. I said it switched around. when I walk, remember I told you I couldn't walk very far, that it would go numb. Now it's if I stand too long in one spot, it goes numb. And I have to move around. But if I move around too much, it'll go numb. And it's like,
So it's only a little bit
you know,
in between that you can do a little, but not too much. But
yeah. I said, it's driving me crazy. I swear it is. I was like, I can go get the shots again, but they don't last very long. The shots don't last very long at all. And I don't want a shot. I have to be dosed up to get the shots, and I don't like it. I said, getting too many drugs. I don't want drugs. I'll just live with it. It's like,
well, up until I fell the other day, my hip was bothering me again, and then it seemed like I fell, and now my hip is fine. Now it's my thigh that's bothering me. It's like it moves around, It's like,
yeah, it's like, and then my original back pain, I have it all the time. I'm used to it. But they ain't nothing they can do for it. He said, he told me, he said, yeah, they could do surgery and take 4 inches of my spine out, fuse it back together, but I'm always going to have the pain. And I thought, why do that if I'm always going to have the pain anyway?
exactly.
I'm not going to go through something heavy cutting on me when I'm going to end up having the pain anyway. I might as well just, I've lived with it since I was 28, so I can keep living with it. Because I said, I'm not going through that.
Yeah, that's
problems.
too much.
I've had back problems since I was 28 years old, so it never came out though until I got fell on by when I was working as a nurse. One of my patients fell on me, and I had to hold him up because he couldn't walk himself. I had to hold him up on the bed railing, and my back was on the railing. So until I could get somebody to help get him off of me.
Oh gosh.
But I feel like a drugstore. I was trying to find my other allergy pill because my eyes are starting to
Be itchy.
real bad. And it's like, ugh. Okay. I got my medicine in with the kids' medicine, and it's like, oh, I get through all the bottles trying to figure out whose is whose. I gotta get my one medicine again. I just got a bunch of medicine now. Here, I gotta get a bunch more. That's my nose spray I take. Flonase.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And then I take Mellow. What is it called? Montel. It's like for
Is it yellow?
yeah.
A circle, round pill that's yellow?
Mine's square.
Oh, square.
Yeah.
I call mine mononucleosis, but it's not. It's something like that. It starts out like MON.
These people ask me what kind of medicine you're on, and I'm like, Lucas or something. I said, I spell it to you because I sure can't say it. And they laugh at me, and they're like, yeah. And then I take Loratab 2 with the nose spray and the mono, whatever you call it.
Well, it sounds like we're about on the same stuff when it comes to that.
Yeah, and none of it ain't helping.
Well, it's just because it's so doggone bad. I don't know how it is up there, but it is rough down here.
It's awful up here, I tell you.
And here I was moving my plants back out.
Yeah.
And I said, you really need to clean the pollen off of everything. And I said, why? It's going to come right back.
Yeah.
I said, I'll just wait till it's done falling, and then I'll go out there and I'll move stuff and clean.
It's terrible. I'll tell you.
You can't do nothing with it.
Now, I haven't cleaned nothing off outside yet because I said I'm waiting till it gets cleared up some.
I put I got the little French bistro chairs,
Yeah,
and
I
I
got them
I
with the
got
table.
yeah, and I got the red and white material and recovered the seats. Then I put plastic over the seats and stapled it to the bottom of it, so I can just clean the plastic off because those chairs would have been totally yellow and red and
Oh, yeah.
because of how the pollen does.
Yeah.
So I did it like that so that I could, go back and clean it up. Um,
I said my car needs cleaned so bad. I
oh,
went
mine looks so
Saturday.
bad.
I
So,
went
so
Saturday.
bad.
I think it's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. When Natalie's at dance. I thought, well, I'll go get my car washed.
Mm-hmm.
I went to 4 different places, could not get in. I said, forget it. Everybody's out washing their cars.
Oh, yeah, because it's so bad.
I was like,
Exactly.
why not just stay dirty for another week?
Well, I kept thinking because we had that one day it was a little bit windy. And I said, oh, maybe it's going to rain. It'll rinse my car off, right? No,
No,
no.
made worse.
Didn't do anything because it didn't go ahead and rain. It just made it be more
It
yuckier.
rained here, but it didn't help mine one bit. They dyed the river walk green. Oh, wow. I don't know if they do anything down Cincinnati here. No, they don't do nothing in our town for it. I'd say they do down in Cincinnati. Our town
Oh,
don't
for
do
St.
nothing.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah, our town don't do much at all for St. Patrick's Day.
I know they have a few places that have green beer
Yeah,
that you can, go in and have you a green beer if you want, but
have your green bar,
a beer.
bar. I'm gonna have my bar. A
Not
green bar.
me. I don't drink it. I don't drink
I
that.
don't either. I can't stand the smell of it. I think it stinks. I said, I don't even know how anybody get over the smell of it to drink it.
Well, and then hard liquor burns going down. I don't like that. That's why I
I
said if
used,
I ever found a drink I could drink, I'd be an alcoholic if I
I,
liked the taste of it,
I used to drink. I mean, not a whole lot, but every now and then. But I don't even drink now. Period. I tried to. Let's see, about 3 years ago, I tried to drink a glass of wine for my birthday at Applebee's, and that stuff tasted so nasty. I bought a glass of wine and didn't even drink it. I took a couple sips out of it, and I was like, nope. And I said, not again. That stuff just, it tasted weird. Not like I remember. Because I used to like wine. But, mm,
Well, you're not going to believe this. I got one more sub and you got two more subs.
oh,
So
really?
you got 217 and I got 216.
Oh, wow. Just since we've been on tonight?
Uh-huh.
Just since we've been on tonight?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. That's funny, ain't it?
yeah. I hate beer too. Oh, God. I just despise the smell of it. I used to work in a bar, so I know what it smells like.
Yeah.
And it just,
I can't
that's,
believe it's only 10 o'clock and I'm sitting here yawning.
oh, I know it's past my bedtime.
Oh,
I'm usually knocked out by now.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I take I bought this melatonin from the Dollar Tree, and it's 3 milligrams. I don't know how much I'm supposed to take. I've been taking 2 of them.
Lord, I could take one of them, it'd knock me out.
I might better look. It says take 1 tablet an hour before bed. Maybe that's why I've been knocking out. I've been taking 2. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was doing nothing, but I've been sleeping.
I got up one night because I couldn't sleep and I was just aggravated and I thought I gotta take something. So uh, I took the kids got melatonin and I thought uh, it's 3 milligram. I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, I'll take one. I was asleep probably in 10, 15 minutes. It knocked me out. I said, I think that's the best sleep I had though because I slept good.
Well, I've been taking 2 of them, and I've been falling asleep. You
Yeah.
know.
Melatonin don't help Eli and it don't help Natalie. Not one bit. I don't know how many. Eli, one won't put him to sleep, but if that takes 2, it keeps him awake.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, it works the opposite on
Well,
ADH kids, I guess.
yeah.
And
I figured I would give it a try, because if it didn't work, then I was going to ask my doctor for something, because I don't take anything that, to put me to sleep.
no, I don't
But
either.
sometimes I just toss and turn. I can't shut down and actually go to
Yeah,
sleep.
I can't. My brain just keeps going.
And then sometimes I fall asleep, but then I wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm up for the rest of the day. What's the matter?
I thought I heard one of them upstairs. I
Oh,
don't know if that's upstairs or a car went by playing loud music. It sounded like breaking something across the floor. I was like, what? What are they doing?
it's like, you kids better go to bed.
Yeah. I think Eli's been knocked out for a while. Come down because he was asleep when she had to wake him up to come down and take his medicine. He's been going to sleep at night without taking it, but that one he has to take. So I had to wake him up at night. She had to wake him up so he'd take it. I said, no, he's got to wake up at night to take it.
Good night, PJ.
Good night, PJ. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, have a good night's rest.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
I don't know, how do you get other emojis? Like, some people have that one that looks like they're doing two heart, like a heart with their hands.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
then this, like, she just looks like a hug, like somebody hugging. I don't know where they get those from.
You can type them where the emojis are when you type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You type in what you're looking for, and it'll bring up if they got it or not.
Oh, wait.
Like praying hands or
search emoji. Oh, yeah. Praying.
Some of them I don't know what they call them though. And they don't pop up.
Okay, wait. That's already. I got praying hands. Oops. I want heart hands. I think I'm gonna say heart hands. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Did it bring it?
I know once you use them, then they'll be, right there where you want to use them.
Yeah.
They'll pop up. Okay, then the other one, I'm going to try hugs. See, I learn something new every day.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. Person hugging, or this hug. They just put the little hands out with the face.
Yeah.
Smiley face. Well, I'll be doggone.
You learned something else today.
I want something new.
Learned lots of stuff today.
I hope I never stop learning.
Yeah, me too.
Well, now I'll have to play with that while I'm falling asleep. See what other emojis I can get.
It's like, oh boy, I'm having fun.
And now then everybody will be like, okay, quit using all the emojis.
Emojis.
That's like,
Say, oh, and we taught Echo something she should know.
yeah. Roxanne has got Nightbot, right? And Nightbot, unless you go in there and figure out how to program it not to do it, if somebody types in capitals, it will shut them down. If somebody does a lot of emojis, it'll shut it down. So it's like, Always Loyal went in there and she was doing some emojis and she got timed out. She was like, what did I do? What did I do? You know, and so then I was like trying to get Roxanne, what you have to do, like you have to block Nightbot, just like it was a regular person in the chat, and you block them. And then that'll take it off, you know, until you can go in there and fix it. Well, I put a Nightbot on my channel. I could never get it programmed right. So I have him in there, but he's blocked. He can't do nothing. It's just funny. If you ever go somewhere and you type in all caps or use a lot of emojis and you get timed out and they have a Nightbot, that's what it is. Nightbot timed you out. Yep.
Oh, okay.
But poor Always was like, what I do? It's like, you didn't do nothing. And then Roxanne was like, you're going to have to teach me how to cancel that. I'm like, yeah, I'll show you how to do it. But the Nightbot is nice if you want to drop a bunch of people's links.
Yeah.
And like if you want to be able to put your email address in there and do channel links or stuff like that. It's nice because then you don't have to keep doing it yourself. It'll just automatically, every so often, it'll drop something out, you know.
Oh, okay.
But it's just a program and you can go in there and program it. But I guess there's stuff you have to really like, because it'll block certain words. Like if somebody does certain words, it'll shut them down. And, you know, so I guess you can get really specific on what you want in your chat or not in your chat. You know, but yeah, so have to do that. All right, ladies, I don't know about y'all, but I got to go to bed.
Yeah, me too. Try not to yawn.
5:30 comes way too early for me.
Tell me about it. Well, it's good that everybody came in. Thank you for coming.
Yes, and thank you for hanging out with us. I had fun. Really and we'll try to get something going for Sunday. Maybe we can do bingo. We'll try it.
Try it, see how it works.
I mean, all we can do is say it didn't work out. Sorry.
Everybody have a good night.
Yes, definitely have a good night. And we'll do it again.
Bye.
All right. Good night. Now let me see if I remember how to get down.
Do you like me? I don't. Okay.
Remove from stream. There we go.